Hello everyone, guys. Jake, well, I decided to stream after all StarLeague, because again, StarCraft Brood War is nearly the only one game which I still like watch and well, keep watching in pro plays and so on, because yeah, it was one of the most favorite games. Okay, let's turn off this. First match will start. I actually was out of time a little bit. I need some feedback on volume. So yeah, I wanted to start from the beginning, but had some deals. Anyway, Bisu is one of my all-time favorite players, Protoss players. Unfortunately, no Stork today. Stork is probably like the most favorite one, but today Bisu is playing as well, and 3 Protosses. My life for Aiur, damn it.
On the other hand, Mini, well, Mini was around. He played.
I tried to capture it on Africa, but Africa was so fucking laggy. That's why I decided to go on Twitch. So yeah, I need some feedback on volume.
But he was just like,
I will show you the results so far of the season 3. As you can see, this group actually, it's pretty easy for Stork. I think he will easily win here and go further. So yeah, today are great players. Well, again, Bisu is one of my all-time favorites. Mini Light and Jayahon as well, great toss. So a lot of interesting games, I guess. Let's see how it goes with my lame comments. Maybe sometimes lame, sometimes not, but if something by volume will not be very good, then just tell me.
Alright, in the upper left, in the yellow, our Protoss player Bisu. The Protoss player Bisu, I should say.
Bisu.
truly.
I prefer to call him Bisu, but Bisu, okay, never
In the
mind.
bottom right, in the purple, our other Protoss player, Mini.
P versus P, holy shit.
Yeah.
This will be interesting.
One of the other Protoss
One of the many. So, Protoss versus Protoss. Let's talk about how this matchup works and what to expect. So, Reavers are incredibly strong in this matchup, and
Yeah, I hope we will watch some Reaver control and Reaver matches. My favorite unit is Reaver, as you will know already, but yeah, it's a bit tricky. You need
but they're going to tech up to Reavers, generally speaking, possibly pushing each other, possibly expanding with it.
really micro control with shuttle a lot and click stop if it's going to the milk. I mean, just to blow Scar up and shoot sooner again.
With those DTs and maybe kill some probes if they don't have the observer. But most of PvPs, basically, if you don't see,
Hopefully we will see some touch matches. Standard, just standard.
Yeah, you're very right about that. Now, there's also something kind of funny about this map in particular, Camelot. This doesn't.
They both
have a ramp that
started
you can just block
just in
scattered ones all
standard
on.
play.
Right.
So that, a lot of maps are just kind of, your main base has a little ramp, it goes down.
Maybe let's try again in Africa, but it was super laggy.
You have a high ground advantage, everyone attacks you early.
But
This map is not like that.
Korean
So
commentators are definitely
builds around
far
it.
more interesting to listen. Like, Riva, dropship. Still remember those.
A big entrance into your base, you're a little bit more afraid of some zealot rushes because you can't block it off as easily. But it looks like in this case,
How is the volume, Jake? Give me some feedback, please.
With the probe coming in over here, let's see what exactly he's got in store for us. Because okay, he's gonna proxy something,
Cheesy.
or at least high attack.
Yeah. And just a lot of shouts like, oh, oh.
You can't scout.
And of course women, like wet pussies are there when some mega control and something happens.
You're obviously going to count pylons. If there's one missing, that sticks out like a sore thumb.
So yeah, I decided why
So
not to
you
stream it
predict
indeed.
that something crazy is going to happen, but it's not. It's just a hidden pylon.
If I will watch it anyway. Oh! Oh! The-
Oh my God, he's actually controlling so
Interesting.
well. He's actually doing a really good block. This is a lot harder than it looks for the Zealot. Okay, he does manage to juke and jive his way in. And he's going to see roughly what's going on. Now, when you get here this early, unless they're doing something really dramatic with tech, you're probably not going to find. You're just going to say, okay, it's all par for the course. By the way, Artosis, another reason why he might have made that
Okay,
pylon
probe
there,
died.
you actually could have 3 reasons. One was the one that you mentioned, right? You hide a pylon there. If you get scouted, it might look like you're trying to hide DTs tech or something, or you don't really proxy robo in PvP, but like you have to, think, okay, there's something going on here. You can also spot and see if anything is going to fly out with that pylon. But also, let's say that you're expanding, and
Oh, 3
and
gates.
the other players attack
Mini
you
goes
from
and
your base.
touch.
You have vision of minerals and the guys.
It's interesting.
Of course, if you take your probes and right-click on those minerals that you see with that pylon, they're going to move in a
This will be
straight
like
line.
super important how he's
Essentially, yeah.
controlled by River, because it's a large invest and he must use it really well.
Oh wow,
He will
swapped
just
that, so that's
can
pretty cool.
lose
It's gonna
to
be able to
mass.
possibly take that out, but you got to be
Let's
careful if
see.
you get like your back.
I already like this game. It will be
By the
interesting.
way,
This is
2
really
very
different builds.
3 gates for Bisu, whereas Mini going into the robotics a lot quicker.
Now, what's very interesting about what Bisu's doing is that it's kind of risky. He's going 3 gates.
It's risky, but as well the pressure will be super high.
Skip the robo entirely. He wants to get a lot more just overall Dragoons out here. Now, you might be asking, what happens if Mini Dark Templar rushes? Oh, that answer is simple. Bisu dies.
Yep, again, Bisu is probably second my favorite
That's
Protoss of all
important. However, it looks
time.
like Bisu's read this correctly, so he's going to try to avoid the Robo Bay. And because this is a
So
map
I
without a
couldn't
ramp,
just
he might be able to
miss
just bust him down with 3 Gateway Dragoon. And this is a
this
really
season
good aggro build
and
that
overall.
usually ends up crushing 2 Gateway Robo.
Yeah, and do want to point out they both got range very quickly. When you have something like a rampless map, you kind of have to, because range Dragoons just spank non-range Dragoons.
Oh yeah,
so
Dragoon is basically a dud unit until you have that range ability.
it's pretty worthless. So the fact that they both have range, but Bisu has more Dragoons, definitely could capitalize here. Of course, we're closer to the rallies of Mini, so there is some slight chance he can get something done.
Here we go. He has 1 Dragoon more, and there's going to be 3 more
Nice,
coming out in a
nice.
second here to rally with this.
Mini
Look at this,
microcontroller is
the
really
probes,
very
realizing
good,
that he will
very
straight
good,
up
and
die.
he
He doesn't
even
have a
uses
little bit in there to
probes.
buffer, but he has more
Nice,
Dragoons
good
popping
job.
out. He has these probes with his army as well, so Bisu can't break right now, but he can keep poking in, picking off anything that's out front.
So he had that Zealot in the front.
Nah,
because that takes a
Bisu
while
definitely
for
can't
Dragoons to
go
hit. He's
further
trying to reduce
at the
Dragoon
moment.
count. Now, the next 3
But
Dragoons
yeah,
are
plus
coming in.
3
Keep in mind,
goons.
there's 2 incrementing out for Mini, 3 for Bisu. Putting
Hmm,
a lot
Zeus.
of pressure on here. Smart move here by Mini to make some Zealots, because they take
Indeed,
a little bit more
very
damage.
smart move by Mini.
Yeah, the Zealots do take a lot of hits out of Dragoon because of that explosive damage against a small unit, but
Yeah.
Bisu's still trying to poke in. He actually has a red Dragoon up front. He's got to be very careful about that. 3 more Dragoons joining, more rallying down still.
And he's not making
Not a
probes
bad
here.
actually, not a bad commenting by
We shot that we had of it back there,
those
where I
English
believe it's
guys.
possible Mini is still making probes.
Yeah, well, Mini has a lot of his probes pulled here as well, so that's a little bit annoying. But with that Robotech, he has gone into Reaver, so he can just make a Reaver without a shuttle ASAP, and that's going to really help him to hold as well.
Okay, the Reaver's out. Now, it's not very realistic that Bisu can get in there.
Yeah,
and
I think
assassinate the Reaver.
Bisu
100% is
at
somewhat
the
up to
moment
Mini
is
here.
kinda losing this fight.
But I will tell you this right now. I think
I hope they will show the base of Bisu, what he's
I'm
doing
not
there.
super liking it. Like, probes were pulled, so that hurt a little bit. He lost a few probes.
I really wish to
Mini
observe this
has
game
such
myself,
a
but
delicious tech advantage right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of options.
Mini definitely is
to
in better
follow up with
position at
that.
the
And
moment.
Keep in mind, since Bisu didn't get a robo, he doesn't have
But
observers. He doesn't
Bisu is
even
taking
know
exp.
exactly what's going
But let's
on.
see,
Now, he probably has a
dropship.
rough idea. He saw the Reaver. But not
When
knowing the positions
dropship
of the
will be
Reaver, the
out,
positions of the
then
Dragoons,
Yeah.
that's really very
we
uncomfortable
will see
there.
some interesting
And
stuff.
this now, we have to say, gives an advantage here for Mini.
It certainly does.
He definitely has more tools at his disposal to win
He'll
this.
take exp
I
as
really
well.
like that Bisu tried a
Yep,
brute
already.
force advantage type
Placed
build like this
Nexus.
on Camelot, thinking maybe he can get the less experienced player caught off guard and kill him.
Sure.
But Mini instantly pulled his probes. He got back into an arc. He let additional probes die. Like, he knew every single step of the way how to defend against what Bisu was up to.
And I mean, I can guarantee you, Mini is aware of his advantage. Okay, really good job here, pushing out. Now, he
And
knows
Taro
that a lot of
Tassadar
the
12.
goons For Bisu, they have to be spread out on the map to try to catch.
And Taro
them. You see
Adun.
that 3 over here. I mean 4, 5 actually up here, and that's in case a Reaver drop happens. He can maybe catch it. But Mini pushes out, and he may be bringing a shuttle
For Aiur.
with these 2 Reavers and attempting to push. Now, a lot of that, the results from that will come down to the position of the 2 armies and how well they can control. But generally, a player with Reavers versus a player that doesn't have Reavers, you usually want to be the Reaver player.
Yeah, certainly you do. Just the ridiculous damage out of those Scarabs, as well as the long.
Do you hear
distance, right?
those guys
Bisu
well
will
enough?
have to
Or maybe
decide when this battle
I
occurs.
can add them.
Does he
I mean
dive forward?
volume.
And more than does he dive forward, but when does he dive forward? Because that is really what's crucial. Do you try to pick off that shuttle, or do you put your damage onto other Dragoons? You cannot let another Protoss player micro those Reavers against you.
Yeah. It is important to say that the build that Bisu took was risky. Not all
Nice,
his
Jake.
length, but it
Good to
definitely puts him
know.
in a bad position at this phase of the game. He still doesn't have his own observers out on the map to check. And this push is going to start up. The Dragoon's now moving up here to the north for Mini, and he's going to try to hit over here, just on the left.
Look at this beautiful move, spotting with that observer, trying to pick off some Dragoons with those Reavers before they even begin the battle. Any kills that Mini can get before they engage.
But
are
yeah,
huge. Because
impressive
this
mass.
army right now for Bisu is so big, he might be able to overwhelm this.
Yeah, this might be the point in time where it's questionable to try to push any further. If he gets a good enough arc, okay, good call by Mini.
Wow,
Because
yeah.
since the observers were skipped here, and
Both
right now
players are
Protoss
so
has
fucking
been so
smart.
slow for Bisu, the only thing he had going for him was that amount of Dragoons, and I think he played this pretty effectively.
Yeah. Well, he took
Like
his,
really, one of the best
disadvantage of not
processes
having a Reaver and
Hold
tried
up.
to make
ever.
advantage.
He's dropping over here, and this is something.
I
you
wish,
always
I
do,
really,
have
I
the
wish
push
to
out.
see
And
Bisu
can
versus Stark. It's just will be
Bisu has to
legendary.
get everything
Stark
to an
versus
arc.
Bisu
He
is
might have to pull
like
on
my
and push
dream
the rest of this army.
match.
He can actually come
PvP.
over here, and the Reaver can actually get in there and then hit the probes, and that's usually a good follow-up if the push doesn't work. Now, it was pretty smart by Bisu to try to come down there and get that shuttle. I really like that.
If
but
you catch that, Bisu's just going to win
actually,
the game.
I think he is going to catch it.
He's coming up, trying to
I
do
think it's
something
all right,
here.
It's up there. So he backs up. Okay.
Well, you know, at the end of that, I do want to go back to the way that Bisu decided to play this. I'm really a big fan of it. Mini had such good scouting; he knew what was going on.
Very
so
stable
Bisu did
play,
the only
реально,
thing
very,
that would give him a decent
really
chance of
very
winning
stable
an
game by
upcoming
both of
battle
them.
against Reavers, which is just out of gate, keep making Dragoons, a few Zealots here and there. He's got this overwhelming ground army. But where does he go from here? Because we're up to 4 Reavers from
No
Mini,
one
and
wants
as the
to
Dragoon
force
counts
and
get
lose
closer,
like critical
as
mass,
they-
or even not
the
even
supplies
mass,
get higher, these
just
Reavers are just
little
brutal.
damage which is
Yeah,
unneeded.
This is something that was always more popular in Korea than it was anywhere else in the world, but getting 2 shuttles and 4 Reavers, it can be pretty devastating if you can control it correctly, but you're getting the rest of your tech out later. You know, your attack upgrades are later, the Citadels later, Templars are later. But you can also do a lot of cool stuff like try to harass them.
I really wait, yeah,
while
for a
you're
great
still
harass
okay
by
with
dropping
counterattack.
Rivas
And it looks like he wants to try to push, and he might poke
to
it into
destroy, well, not to
with
destroy
another
completely,
Reaver drop.
but
Now,
to harass his
controlling 2 shuttles
economy.
is actually really
Because
hard.
it's really what
It's very-
needs to be
it's
done
super frustrating. You
to
really,
gain
like,
advantage
if
over
you're good at
Bisu
StarCraft
because
Brood
his
War
mass
controlling
is
this,
so
you're not
impressive.
really paying that much attention to your
You need
Dragoons,
to
you're just paying
harass
attention to
his
the Reavers.
economy.
Well, the Reavers really are everything. Now look at this. Bisu kind of moving south, getting a good line of units. It has a flanking force up top. Yeah, it looks like he does. He's split
However,
up.
if he
Now
will
has a
go, then
Citadel,
maybe
so
Bisu
we
will
have
attack, and
legs
it will
all the
be
way for
far
Zealots.
harder
It's not
to
done yet, though.
destroy
He
that
has to
army
engage.
without 2
The
Reavers.
Reavers so far just hitting a few Zealots,
And
so these Scarabs not doing as well as
He's
he
actually
wants.
gotten shuttle speed here.
Oh, Mini.
These Reavers are taking a lot of damage. We really need to see if the rest
Well,
of these are
it's
gonna
very
get
hard
up.
to
That's
micro control
taking
all of the
both
Reavers
Zealots
because
here.
you need
And
to
he's
micro
targeting
control
these,
Reavers.
Reavers
You
up
need
here
to
at the
click.
top, and that means that Bisu is
If
just
you
gonna
don't click
overwhelm
Reavers, then they shoot just at random.
Mini is
This
played-
is-
It's random units.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, like, I've tried.
It's really
experimenting
hard.
a lot.
Goons overall, Goons and Reavers are the most stupidest, the most stupid,
compared
sorry,
to a massive amount of
units
Dragoons. And I
in
know
the
that a lot of
game.
the other people I've talked to have said the same thing, that it's like, it feels
As you will
strong
know,
sometimes you win
Reaver
when you work
Scarabs
with it,
can
but if you just
shoot
miscontrol,
and
like, the
shoot
Xel'naga
nowhere,
Dragoons just come in there and
but
they snipe your
there is
shuttles.
a
These
feature.
Reavers are positioned
You can actually click stop on the river and then Scarab will blow, and you can shoot sooner again.
That attack right there. But like the thing is, Bisu is the one that undid that attack.
But yeah, when you have like
Had just
4
a
or
handful
even
of
2, 3,
Zealots
4
in front of
Reavers, you
his
can't
Dragoons, and they
control
threw
all of them. It's too
so
fucking
much
hard.
of the early Scarabs The Dragoons were able to
I really
get up
very
into some
interested
more
in
Dragoons.
the
Some of these
effective
exhaust for the
APM
most
at the
part.
moment.
Reavers, it just allows them to overpower.
It's really
target those
interesting.
shuttles down so the Reavers can't be microed, and bam,
Please
the Reavers
show
get
me
bounced
their
super
hands,
fast.
damn it.
exactly.
Not their
Now,
faces.
he made 2 more Reavers, so these are the 5th and 6th Reavers of this game. Whereas Bisu's
Would be
been
nice
going
to see
very steadily.
Those
I feel like
absolutely crazy micro control and overall control, macro, micro. The balance, again, what makes StarCraft Brood War such a super masterpiece great game is actually balancing between macro and micro.
Well, I'm sure he knows
That's
that
why
there's gonna be
StarCraft
some
2
speed
is
calls
far
coming.
shittier, not even like, not far shittier, I mean StarCraft Brood War is a masterpiece, while StarCraft 2 is not.
Deficit after all is said and done. Bisu taking his third base.
Yeah, no emotions.
Now back there, we saw that Mini invested in shuttle speed. So I
Super
actually think
serious,
more drop per
as
ass,
it's need
because
to be
shuttle
done,
speed is
actually.
pretty hard to deal with, even if you know they have
When
it.
you-
The shuttle
when
is
you
just
are a
it's
pro.
so much faster, and it's so much easier to get
You
away
actually
from anything,
can't show any
that might be thrown at you. And
emotions.
he's going to come up here. Now, this is not really that helpful because there's no workers here. In fact, he might have wanted to turn around and wait for the Nexus to finish and then go in, because that's going to be a point that Bisu
Oh, it really can change the flow of the
That's kind of a
game.
tell at this point as well. Now, where does Mini go from here? Because this is getting very
Like,
tough.
even if you
Bisu
will
with the
give a
larger
chance
is also
to
taking the
some
Psy
despair
Storm
when
at
you
this point.
lose
It is
some,
Psy Storm on top of the
not all the
Reavers.
game, but
Psy Storm does
some
such massive damage
well,
in
critical
StarCraft 1 that,
critical
like,
fight,
yeah,
but
you can
still
pick
you
one
have
of the shuttle-
chance.
shuttles
But if you
do
will
so
have
much
that,
damage here
like,
as well,
little
it's gonna
despair,
help you
it
to
can
pull those
really
Reavers very quickly.
cost
Yeah,
your game.
Templars basically counter the Reavers specifically.
You
Obviously,
can
you
start
want
to
storm
play
dragoons and anything
wars
else you can.
and so
Yeah,
on,
there's
you know
no
what
way
I
to
mean.
Massive damage against everything, really.
Oh, look at this. Bisu just doing such
some
a good
DT,
job.
but
So on top of everything.
Observer
One
is
DT was
there.
sent over there, hoping to maybe slip into the main. Mini right now going to try to push here from the bottom.
Hey, if he can pick off any units at this point,
Holy
it's
shit,
kind of
such a-
small victory. He gets
they
now,
like-
only gets a
they-
single zealot, but he pulls
They
back
have
out
time
and
to
tries
control
fight
everything.
with these
They
They
Reavers.
see nearly everything.
It's that Psy
Oh,
Storm you're talking
yeah.
about. Look at that shuttle. Oh,
It's alive.
so
It's
close to
alive. A
going
dream.
That was
But
crazy.
that was
One DT
close.
over here in the upper right, he's going to continue to try
Yeah,
to
really,
counter,
when you have like when you have high
Jason
Templars,
coming up here, but Bisu with the lead, he's already minding
Reavers
the
are
third
not
base
that
ahead of his
effective,
opponent.
especially
A lot
drops are
of this
not
does
that
come down to the
effective.
choices that Mini
Why?
made in the,
Well, because
in the
you
mid-game
always
here.
need to have dropship near your Reavers,
Mini
and
is really trying to
Psionic
hide
Storm
his
just
behind his back at
destroys
this point,
both
losing those
Reavers
first
and
two
shuttles.
full of
Yep.
Reavers, but
Not with
yeah,
one,
maybe
but
if he holds these ramps, he'll be able to get something done. Bisu's army is getting pretty out of control big, though.
Yeah, he might almost be maxed out, actually.
Yeah, he has to be close.
And, I mean, from here, you just kind of keep macroing out and try to attack into him. Now, it is always hard to attack into a player with Reavers.
Hmm.
It's harder to beat a player who has Reavers, attack it in. It's easier to defend the Reaver push than it is to attack into a guy that has Reavers. His Reavers are just in a good position. It's really up to you. It looks like he's filled out that final part of the Protoss army Bisu has, where he's got some Zealots and some Archons here. You need some Archons in your army at the end of the game because they have so many Zealots.
Of
You want
course,
your splash to
it's
counter their Zealots.
they need
Yeah.
Archons
It's very
because
important to know where to
Archons
get
are
weaker
super
Zealots when
good,
the fight happens.
especially
Maybe
balanced
with
army.
Dragoons,
That's what you need in
avoiding
StarCraft.
Archon shots.
Yeah, the Zealot can really
Archons are
counter
super
Dragoons
great
so late
against
in the game
Zealots,
here.
especially when
We'll
your
see how
Zealots
this
are
goes
alive.
against those Scarabs
It's
as
like
well.
first
Quick
line,
back
Archons
against
second line, and
Zealots,
Goons
especially
third
if they
line.
clump up
Balanced
a lot,
army
but
is the key.
Between the Psy Storm and just the massive army size of Bisu. Oh my god, that is so many
StarCraft, one of the most
Careful,
smart,
he's running to scare him.
really
They're all
like
gonna
one
die
of the
pretty
most
quickly.
ingenious games in
He's
this.
coming down now. Some storms blanking
Nice
down.
storm.
More Zealots gonna come in here and
Another
wipe
one,
this
great,
out.
great storms,
Those
brilliant.
Dragoons.
Yeah, those Dragoons are almost all dead.
That's
at
a
this
fucking
point. That
control.
many storms
Holy
hit.
shit.
Reavers from behind trying to get some damage in. The
And
Zealots
you
are
see a lot of
quite
Zealots.
a bit, but the overall army
Yeah.
size of Bisu is way too large.
Yeah, and this is a point where the Reavers
Bisu-
weren't really there to combo properly with the army. I
Bisu
don't know if
made
would've
it.
mattered anyways,
Like a
but now he's
massive
just gonna spill
win
in here. Look at this. He's going
in this
directly
fight.
for production.
I guess
He knows
here
he has
here is where
way
like
too
nearly
many
where
Protoss
it
units.
ends.
If he can actually break this position, it's going to be disastrous here for Mini.
Well, the Reavers come back, trying to push it back, and for the time being, Bisu will back up, but he's got more
He will
rallies
just
coming across
take
map.
the
He's
exp
taking fourth
and
base behind
like
this, keeping
game
that
will be
pressure on, and
nearly
there's not
ended.
much Mini can do to really save this base.
But I'm pretty sure they will play till the end. Anyway.
There's more rally units coming up. Templars, they can be used to storm at the ramp when the rest of the army does get there. Very good storm.
Oh,
right on top of those Reavers as well, getting down into the
looks
very
like
deep red drain.
GG.
He's going to come up, pick off that shuttle. The Reavers will be going down as well. But he has lost a ton of probes.
Yeah, the fact that he
not
got
yet.
in here and hit
Again,
all
they.
these workers is
This is
just
like
huge.
this is Koreans. They will play till the end.
On that probe patch.
I know, right?
But he's got, it looks like just barely many
But
survives.
Bisu is
now does go towards,
far better position from this
Bisu,
moment.
as Bisu's now taking
Another
over
exp,
base.
yeah.
Bisu's still macro right now. I believe Bisu actually has more gateways as well.
Yeah, I would imagine that he does at this
Three
point.
three perfectly
Many, again,
working
he's played a very strong game, but
exps.
after he lost that
Fourth
first two
one,
Reavers, man, it's
huge
just so
amount of
tough to get
gateways.
anything done from there. Being down a base, trying
Finally,
another Reaver
finally.
drop with Bisu on top of things, immediately
But
evacuating
zero kills for probes. One
Now
minus
getting the
one.
Zealot here.
It's not good enough.
This is
Second,
not a bad
third,
idea for
yeah.
Mini. I don't know if it's done enough damage. He needs to get that probe.
I really wonder
Oh!
why
That's the exact correct
he didn't drop in the beginning. I guess he was afraid for a huge push.
He's coming up here
Again, that force was two rivers was
He takes that out. It's gonna push him
unfortunate
back.
for Mini.
Oh, it's so brutal.
Yep.
They really need to increase the pickup range of shuttles. Well, Bisu, you know, from here it's just keep up your macro, make sure that Mini can't get really great harassments done like he just tried. We see Mini he's spending a lot of his gas here. He looks
Now
like
you
he's
really
winning
can see
the
that
high top, but he's gonna
Mini
make
understands.
some-
Mini understands that he's losing, but he's still trying,
Well, a lot of
and
times
rightly
Xel'naga
so.
is the quickest thing that you can replenish.
Yeah, late game PvP, a lot of times it really does turn into a lot of Archon Zealot.
Yep.
plays.
Overall,
You'll
Jake,
see
you
that a
understand.
lot
When
of
you
times,
when you
and
play
that's just
River
because you
in
can
any
get some
game,
nodes, sure, but,
like
just the
sometimes
combination
there are
of
even a
Archons are
build.
really
It's
fast.
very rare build,
They do a
but
lot of
sometimes
damage
even
pretty
with
quickly.
Zerg.
If you try making your
anyway,
own nodes,
if you
I mean, you're just
play
gonna get run over.
Robotic,
Usually
it's a
after
huge
fights like
invest.
that, they don't have a
It's a
replay
huge
anymore.
invest, and you need to
So
use it.
suddenly the thing
But
that was kind of keeping you from getting
yeah,
solid legs
I think
all
Mini
along has been knocked out of the game.
needed to
Now
go
you can
for it.
actually,
Needed to
just
try
try
to blow
just
his
barrel over there and kill
economy.
him.
Well,
But he was
Slice
afraid.
definitely gonna be
I understand
coming into
why.
this next battle as
He was
well.
afraid
Another
of
shuttle
those
coming up
mass.
here with Dark Templar plus Reaver. I mean, it's
funny.
kind of scary, but well, I actually really like this move. Look at this. He's trying to target down a base.
Not bad.
Oh my god.
After
Indeed,
drawing
a lot
the
of
army
Archons.
up towards
And
that Reaver drop.
yeah,
This is a really nice
Bisu
strategic
has a lot of
move. Mini,
zealots.
still alive
Those
back
zealots.
Hopefully we'll get a shot at
I
that
don't
in a
know.
minute. Mini
He's
got-
going
Shuttle, I
back,
think, got
well,
away with the Reaver probably, if I had to
He
guess.
can't, but he can't. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like some storms
High
coming.
Templar
Mutual
size from each other, man. That
psionics.
That happens.
Обмен
That's the
любезностями.
thing. There's no observer with this army, by the way, so DTs are actually just going ham on everything else that's around here. Yeah,
Yep.
Here's the question: Is if as brilliant as Mini's strategy was, does
Damn
he actually
beautiful
have
game.
enough to defend this if Bisu pushes the
Just as
pushes
expected,
it
and
at all? Although I gotta say, Mini might actually just take this.
a pleasure
If
to
he
watch
uses it to
such
do something, they're
games.
gonna base
A
up right
huge
away.
I think
pleasure.
Bisu's going to come up here, try to clear this, and the thing is, his army is still a lot bigger than Mini's.
Yeah, that's
So
one thing
Mini
going-
is like, Mini is pulling like a bunch of rabbits out of his hat. Happy Easter, everybody!
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
right.
take
Happy
this
Easter,
one
guys.
down, but I actually really love the way that Mini has played here tonight. This has been
Yeah.
such a solid game from him, other than the double shuttled Reaver loss, right? Like that one battle is the only thing that really we could consider a blunder from him.
Well, the question remains: does he have enough to hold off a big attack? And remember, you want your Archons to connect with their zealots.
And always, you see, like, always a perimeter, always such a great micro control from both of them. It's fucking impressive.
Well, I think he just has no units, you know? He's
Yeah.
like, he's microing one Reaver across the map like his life depends on it, and in a lot of ways it does. Because he's got to have the whole army chase it for a while longer if he's going to win.
Like now,
Alright,
yeah,
that's it.
GG. Like now, Bisu had
But that was a pretty back
about
and forth.
150 limits, and
enjoyed this one
Mini
a
had
lot. Mini showed a ton of skill in PvP right there
nearly
against Bisu,
nothing.
and in
So
fact,
yeah,
like,
good
the thing is, at the
game
end of the day,
indeed.
Bisu won. He had, you know, he had what it took. He knew what to do when he got behind. But Mini like put up such a fight that if he fights Jaehoon, I'm betting on him winning.
Yeah, I gotta say, Mini, he definitely knows how to play.
I really
I'm a little
liked
surprised
that
he's
play
used
by
three
Mini, but I was going, of
I
course,
suppose
I
that
was
match
for
with that
Bisu
on
still,
the
but
and
I still wish to see that river drop, which never happened in the beginning of the game, I mean in the early game.
And if you're doing the same strat in your Bisu, you're gonna win.
That's true. Really good harass there from Mini, but ultimately Bisu just had the stronger army. And also I think that last attack where he got the Nexus, that was pretty cool, but he didn't have a setup for the counterattack from Bisu.
Yeah.
And nothing was really in its place, and army placement in Brood War is so important.
Oh, of course. It's really hard to actually move your army anywhere. So
Yeah.
you want to have it placed as good as you can.
Not sure, maybe I will stream
We're gonna take a short break. We'll
this
be right
one as
back
well.
here at the ASL.
We shall see if I will have possibility. Really, again, I will just repeat that Stark is my all-time favorite Protoss for many reasons. Well, if you love Brood War, then probably you know who is Stark. Some stupid ads. Yeah, let's just turn it off. Let's turn on some classy, absolutely brilliant music of StarCraft Brood War. Not sure how long that pause will be between the matches. Ads, Korean ads, whoa. Impressive. What the fuck is that? And how about... Oh yeah. Let's actually refresh it. I want to see what's going on in the chat. It would be nice to see what the hell is going on there. SK2 outdated, indeed, and always was. Lol. Yeah, Koreans, Asians, it's overall very funny. Koreans ones, Japanese ones. Especially when they take some foreign guys, you know, to add something. Like Arnold, for example. Circuit Breaker, really nice map. Well, all of them. Blue Storm and Circuit Breaker. I really love those maps. Outsider and Camelot, nah. I kinda not one of my favorites, but Circuit Breaker and Blue Storm are really very well maps. Pretty well, very well balanced. Yep. As well of Fighting Spirit, one of the most balanced cards in my opinion. Circuit Breaker as well is a great one. And Blue Storm, hard to say if it's not that balanced, but it's a great one as well. Well, great maps, great maps. Starts. Oh no, not yet. Damn it, shitty ads.
Did someone say esports?
No.
No,
But,
no. Oh, I could have sworn I heard esports.
No one in the whole studio probably said it.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's too bad because if someone had said esports,
You know,
I would have been like, "That's right, the oldest esport."
well,
StarCraft.
could I put an asterisk?
Big game hunters.
Esports is
For
the
sure,
word that we
Jake.
use to describe games that try to copy what
Absolutely.
StarCraft
This is true. They try to
Sarcasm.
capture
we
where it all
call
began.
this StarCraft, and then the rest of these nerds out there doing other games, that's esports, because it's like, well, it's kind of a sport like StarCraft, you know?
Damn.
It's like, well, I mean,
Those guys.
kind of, and that's why we call it an esport there.
Oh man, well we just finished up a great PvP. Mini actually held his own against Bisu, but ultimately Bisu just had a bigger army, had a better attack.
But again, definitely, StarCraft Brood War is the
Very
greatest
impressive here.
That's right. Now we're going to go to
esport
Light
game,
versus
like
Jaehoon.
competitive.
Now, if you
Quake
were
3
ever a
was
fan of Terran
fantastic
back in
as
the day, you're
well.
probably familiar with Light. He's a
I really, I
very,
don't
very
know
good player.
which other games
Although I'm
can
curious to see how he's gonna play
go
now
there in this
here in
apogee.
2017.
I think
Well, he's shown
From
some good games and some
98
blunders so
there
far,
were no
since
game
we've seen him really come
after
back
after
strong.
StarCraft and Quake 3.
But,
Well,
you know,
Quake
definitely
3 as
same
well.
could be
Yep.
said for Jaehoon back in the day. For sure, Light would be a favorite against him. Here, really hard to say
No
how
such
it's gonna
brilliant
go on
competitive
Camelot.
games in esports.
I don't think we've actually seen a TDP on this map yet.
No, I think we saw one.
Did we?
I believe we saw one. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. So-
Don't you ever question me.
I mean, let's see what Jaehoon does. It's a one-on-one map, so there's a lot of tricky stuff that Protoss can try to do. I don't know if Protoss will do it. It does also, at least as far as I can tell, look like a map that when the game gets long enough, Terran has a lot of push potential.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in previous ones, like three Protosses were destroyed.
Really good recall, which Jaehoon is
That's
not
so sad.
really known for, but
But of
I guess
course,
we'll see what he does. There
Imba
is a
Terrans,
ramp, so maybe he can
trash humans,
Guys,
bio
this is
trash.
our second game tonight in
Bio
Game
trash
3
Terrans,
in
damn it.
Cell.
Nerf those fucking vultures already, stupid Blizzard. What the hell? 75 minerals, fastest unit in the game. Fucking mines, what the fuck with, with the brains? Blur Music, hello there. Decided to stream my all-time favorite game.
In the upper left, our only Terran.
That's what's going on.
Today's ASL, it's Light. And in the bottom right, our red Protoss player, Jaehoon. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh.
Not super surprised. You know, there's not a ramp. The choke is not really that big, so something like a proxy gateway.
I don't think they will go
definitely
on
makes
some
sense
cheesy
on this
moves.
map.
I think they will play pretty standard.
And
Well, it's like I was saying earlier on. It's like
Yeah.
this is if you know their starting location, this is a map where you might want to try to play a fast game.
and
Also,
I think
some of the
very
cheeses
likely
are
it's like
banned,
if Light were
completely
to
banned
be in a
in the
turtle situation
tournaments.
on like 4 bases. Like,
How do you stop that?
well, I mean, it's like 3
But
sieges across and you're calling
actually,
it.
he's going. He's
Like,
going for
it's
it.
pretty hard for Protoss at that point.
So the
Looks
build
like.
that, he's picked here. By the way, he's not making another probe. That's 1, 2, 3.
Holy
4, 5,
shit,
6,
he's
7,
going for it.
It's a very
Jaehoon, you.
I think quite talented.
Okay, he
Okay,
didn't
he
check
wants
for it.
to.
So he wants to get a zealot out right away. There are
These new players.
I mean, even when you see the pylon in the middle of the map, you don't necessarily know what the strat is right away.
Probably,
How many-
probably you are a new
Well, he
one
wants
if you
to move
don't know
the zealot in
Bisu,
there,
Light, Jaehoon, and
immediately. Now,
Mini.
you have to keep in mind, a zealot is just stronger than a marine. So what the Terran has to do is rely on
Especially-
really
well,
good, building
especially
places that have
Bisu and
really good
Stark, of
control
course.
and try to out.
Unfortunately, Stark
that
not
zealot
not
is
today,
marines and
but
kill it. Now,
maybe
the
I will
Protoss
stream
is doing
Stark
a
as
ton of
well.
Damage here, the Protoss is probably going to lose. But if
Yeah, I
the
don't
Protoss
wanna
wins
be.
the game, well, let me know what happens. But if the Protoss does a really big amount of damage, the game can end up normalizing later on with maybe Protoss as the favorite.
Now, I want to point out a couple things that we just saw during that. The probe looped around and came down the proper scout path to make it look like there was not a proxy.
That's right.
This is a very common thing. You know what time that they might be expecting your probe, but watching what angle things come from, because the pathing in Brood War is weird, you can really quickly tell where the probe came from and be like, oh, okay, you have a proxy up, right? So definitely was a little bit tricky in that. Now he's trying to stall out, and by the way, Light scouted all over for a proxy, but in the wrong places.
That's right.
So this
I think Jehon definitely he thought like
He did soften up some of these SCVs. Gotta keep in mind every hit counts here.
Terran is fucking Terran. Let's kill him fast. Why not, indeed? Because if game goes late, then Protoss has really low chances.
You can't get a Zealot in between.
3-2, 3-3, and all army goes down. Absolutely, all army goes down. Arbiters are helping, but
that was a little bit of missed micro by light, but so far Jehun is denying
Scilabs.
this factor from being made. If the factory were to get up, he would just get a single vulture out.
EMP trash and no mana, and that's it.
It's actually the unfortunate placement of the factory. Had this been put closer to the barracks,
You see that barrack and supply, it's in such position that Zealot Marine can go there and Zealot can't. So it's like a wall.
I think he's killed 4 or something. It's a lot, man. Wow.
Wow, and he hasn't lost a Zealot yet.
That's pretty crazy.
And it looks like he's gonna
Great,
have to go
great control by Jehon, by the way. It's really
you have to know this, like, down to
pretty hard
science
to
when you're rushing on both sides. How hard can you engage
save
each other?
Zealot in such a
So
way,
the
but
factory should be done.
he's
There's a
totally
Columbia
doing
crew
it.
being made right
I don't know,
now.
maybe Light is not in
But
the best
Zealots are
form,
hard
but
countered by the
well,
Vulture.
it's
But a Vulture without mines is easily hard countered by a Dragoon.
it's all on micro control now. And macro micro balance, but it's super important at the moment how they will micro control,
That's
especially.
really good because the Marines are going to be all he has to actually hold back the Dragoon.
Right.
You can see like how Jehun is trying so hard, but that's totally understandable.
For the gateway itself and try to take out the pylon.
Yeah, if he can get the Dragoon up.
Yes,
well,
there is
go.
one
He can
gate.
control this Dragoon
There is
perfectly.
one.
Oh!
Shit.
My God. Okay,
Wow.
so the SCVs, well,
Holy
they were trying to
shit.
help there, but definitely the Vulture got stuck for quite some time. Luckily, he does clear out all of those Zealots.
Imba Terrans with those fucking SCVs as well.
Be okay with.
60
He
health
keep fighting
points.
this Dragoon. Now, at the other gateway, there should be another Zealot about to spawn out.
I guess I shouldn't tell on the stream of StarCraft about unbalance and stuff, because again, I will repeat, StarCraft probably is one of the most, if not the most balanced game in the history. But Terrans are really imbalanced if you think deeper about it. In a lot of ways, they have answers to everything.
Those are 4 workers that are not mining. We don't have a shot yet of what's going back on at the Terrans
And
base,
the fastest
but
unit,
this is
the
just so many
longest
workers.
attacking
Also,
unit,
sending vultures down to
the
counter
heaviest
and only just now starting to make
units
shots.
flying
Comes out in the last second.
Yeah, this is so bad.
structures. So yeah, and we can go on and on.
If there's nothing there, you can theoretically kill every probe with good micro, but he's in so much trouble right now. This is
a funny moment because the targeting of Marines is
Nah,
sometimes
I don't
a
agree.
better
It
play.
is
Because they
about
don't
map and
get the
race as
bumper
well.
Now, if he just backs up, look, he's already got Dragoon range.
This is tough. Okay, a couple vultures though getting in, so this actually could
And that's
be
why
positive,
the
this
most
move.
players
One
play
Dragoon
Terrans
coming back
actually,
right now to try
and
to do
Koreans
these vultures. He's gotta
especially.
micro this
Of
perfectly.
course, you need
That's a great matchup.
crazy
Puts a
micro
pylon
control
on
to
top of the
play,
minerals, so the
like
vulture
to
cannot
play
get
vultures
through.
good, but still
And while
75
he
minerals.
gets a lot of probes, it's not equal to the
For
damage
fastest
that Delta
unit,
Light, and you can
for
see
20
it
damage,
stands
it's
on
explosive
support.
damage, but still, even even with yep, and it's GG. Nice. I'm absolutely glad that he destroyed this Terran. Very nice.
Very well prepared strategy. A frustrating, somewhat embarrassing moment there for Light.
Well,
The veteran here, and he doesn't manage to
If you
stop
think
the
about it,
proxy.
Vulture is the craziest unit in the game. It's too cheap. And actually, it's not even a bad idea to attack with Vultures, even goons. They can rape goons easily. You need to hit a Vulture 6 times with goon to kill it, while you need to hit a tank 8 times. And also explosive damage deal full damage on shields. Don't forget about that. So 20 damage. Yep, 20 damage. Vulture make 20 damage. 2 shots and probe is down. While Goon need to make 4 shots to kill. Sorry, 6 shots to kill fucking SCV. And don't forget about speed, and don't forget about mines, and don't forget about costs of those units as well. Of course, we understand that Vultures can't attack air, but there is no need. when you have such a impressive unit which can destroy like everything. Shitty ads. Yep, I was playing nearly on semi-pro level on StarCraft Brood War. I started to play Brood War in '98 and was playing it on semi-pro level in zeros, 20 zeros. Yep. But now I'm lame as fuck. Just nostalgia, and I am still watching StarCraft Brood War, only game which I still watch. All-time favorite. Also, I was good in Quake 3, but not that good. Though I was training with the world champion, which is Lexer, but I wasn't even close enough for his level, so yeah. Never played on world championship, I mean. Do you have some suggestions what we can do when there are those fucking ads? Где русский язык? В смысле ошибся? Я стримлю не только на русском. К тому же, по-моему, здесь я указал English. Indeed, указано English. Откуда вопрос про русский, непонятно. Never mind. So yeah, Jake, it was one gate proxy. Yep, Blizzard just stopped balancing it, but still, even in 1.18 they they keep it up 75 minerals. Really, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I think even 100 will be like under question. 125 gas would be okay, I guess, and still vultures will be. Everyone still would build them because they're just too fucking great. Isra, no thanks. Don't give a shit about this retard. I mean, one at the proxy, one. One minute, guys, I will be right back. I know actually what we can do. I can show you some great covers of those themes. StarCraft, great music.
You start making probes again behind it. the idea is that you're probably going to kill enough SCVs that you're still ahead.
Yeah. And definitely that was the case that game.
Yeah.
I did see, you know, when Light moved out there, having a hard time getting flanked by the Zealots, the Dragoon comes in.
Yeah.
Everything went kind of wrong for him, so...
It's funny because since you have to make that Vulture, then you're weak to the Dragoon next.
Yeah.
And you really just have to make that factory as close to the barracks wall off as possible so that you can cover that. I think that could have been a different game had Light positioned differently.
But, I mean, Jaehoon did trick him as well, let's not forget. He brought
That's
the probe
true.
back, brought it from the correct angle. Light scouted, like, 70% of all proxy areas that are reasonable for a Zealot rush, and just missed the only area that Jaehoon's gate was in.
You know what's funny about that is a lot of times if you do that build specifically, you make it really close to them. Like
Yeah.
I used to use that build on Destination, I'd make that in the natural.
Yeah.
Because you just want the Zealots to get there so fast.
That's
Like
right.
reducing travel time by 3 seconds is huge.
It truly is.
Now Jaehoon just took out Light, and Light is of course a legend from Brood War, but now he has to take on the greatest Protoss of all time. How does he do that? I'm not sure.
No, it's pretty tough. Circuit Breaker is going to be our map. Now, Mini did, he put up a very good fight against Bisu. This
Yes,
is
he
a
did.
very different map, though. Camelot was a flat map. Bisu went for, I wouldn't call it an orthodox strategy for flat maps without ramps. It makes a lot of sense there, but Mini showed us that you can fight against Bisu. You put out a very solid PvP with a good strategy, and you have a chance.
Now, just because we saw Bisu 3-gate that last game, that is not indicative of anything
Right,
that we
you
will
need to
necessarily see in this PvP.
check your hands,
3-gate every game, people just start DT rushing.
being warm
And it's, by the way,
before crazy micro
PvP,
control.
out of all the ways to lose a game, I think the
Those
one
crazy
where
Korean
you
IPM.
you're like, well, okay.
I think that's the worst
Huge
for all
actions,
races.
huge
Yeah,
quantity
it's
of
just-
actions per
I
minute.
hate that personally as well.
All right, guys, let's go. This is game number 3. The winner moves on to the next round in the ASL.
Except for Железерка. Damn, those PvP games.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure to watch. Again, I'm for Bisu, of course.
Introducing our players in the upper left, in the okay, now it's in the red, is Bisu, and in the bottom left, in the purple, is Jaehoon.
Captain Obvious.
So we hope you guys are taking notes here. StarCraft Remastered is coming out soon. You guys watching, now's your chance to get a head start.
That's right, it really is. You're going to learn a lot about the strategy behind the game. Of course, it's only a portion of the game. You got to learn how to move your units and make those units.
Yeah,
Truly the hardest part.
that's a lot harder than it looks. I would recommend you guys start practicing.
Unfortunately, I don't
the
know
builds you
Korean.
see, practice them against a computer. If you
Yeah.
can't do it fast enough, to set the settings lower.
Pretty interesting
the game
what
speed lower,
they wrote
and
there.
practice there. But once you get the hang of it,
Some
it's a
supporting
really rewarding,
words,
kind of
probably.
gratifying feeling.
Oh,
To have all
nothing
the,
feels as good as macroing correctly in Brood War.
Yeah,
when you're hitting your rounds, it's like
you're getting each of your workers back
Yeah.
from patches. You're not missing depots or overlords or pylons.
it is a mental
feels
orgasm.
so good. Yeah, it feels so right. And it might sound silly, but yeah, try out some of these builds that you see, but just try it against the computer first, because you really have to master the game itself, like
big
how,
part of-
how to write it in a sense,
Yeah.
and then you could start.
By the way, I
enjoying
think
with
those
people. Now, granted, if you play with
commentators
somebody of close,
usually losing
close
the
skill,
point
you might
about
have a hard
mechanics
time anyways, but it's not
and
gonna look
like
the game you see here.
knowledge of mechanics.
Never gonna look
Well,
like
of course,
what you've seen here unless
quite
you
all
play
pro
professionally
gamers
for 10 years,
know
so-
mechanics very good,
That's pretty much
like all the
it.
types of damage,
Anyways,
quantity of
okay, easy
blocking
game,
the
and we have to talk about
probes.
pylon.
So this is called the Manor Pylon, and this is, people hate this. So if you look at the way it's set up, those two red probes on the inside of the mineral patches are actually trapped there. They actually can't get out.
Yeah.
Now, pulling off a Manor Pylon is so hard, and this may have been one of the reasons why they removed the fact that you could change hotkeys, because if you could just hit like 2 keys or something and just put it down there right away, it'd be pretty strong. But in order to pull off,
I'm pretty interesting. Will they make Zealot or just go yep, one Zealot? Zealot and next one will be Goon. Yep, Zealot, Zealot, Goon, Goon. Well, pretty standard, but there is a question like to build Zealot at all, build or not to build it.
Not only trapping 2 probes, which now cannot mine, but other probes start going to those patches that are not being mined from.
They leave
around, yeah. And it just like really hiccups the mining, like seriously hiccups it.
It's crazy. And you might be asking yourself, well, didn't he lose a pylon? Isn't that bad? The amount of money they lose when you do that.
Oh, he's just standing on the ramp to block the probe. Exactly. He holded it in the middle, and
a couple mana pylons get off.
probe can't go there. Of course, if it will not see the minerals.
You get 3 mana pylons off on a guy who skipped the zealot and is just making the dragoon, and it's like, oh, this
Wow.
is the saddest thing.
Wait, what? He wasn't on hold position. What the?
You may as well just
You may as well just tap
What
out.
the? What the fuck? It's actually was a big mistake.
Oh my god.
It really was a mistake. Like.
You're not supposed to let that happen, but
Yeah,
good
that's-
job on Bisu slipping through the cracks.
Yeah, you really are able
Usually you want to check with your own probe. Well,
Some of these wider ramps are...
the pro player can definitely tell if it stands right or wrong. It was standing there pretty well. I don't know why he moved it. It's actually all you need to do is hold position.
They're basically doing the same thing.
Okay, now
There are like
usually
some
the
1-2
red line throughout the
pixels,
entire
and
PvP
if you
sorry,
keep it on hold position,
comes
probe
out.
can't
So
go
from, like, start to finish,
again if you don't
they're
see
not
the
gonna show you
minerals.
their
If you click on the
tactics most of
minerals,
time.
it can go
So
through
you
the
just kinda
obstacles.
wait. You kind of just keep making dragoons, and then you decide what to do from there. Now this is interesting, and Bisu's just playing outside the box this entire night. He's going for a Nexus. Now you might be saying, isn't that risky? Oh my god!
Both are going in exp.
Both going
Nice.
for quick Nexus.
Well, you know, they were both scouting each other for so
Well,
long,
actually, it's not like, oh my god, it's nothing
just
super
now
special.
that
It's
both getting range with one Bisu.
solid, stable play.
I kinda
It's
like it
okay.
because
Yeah.
it's like, what are you gonna do?
They
Suddenly
both,
add
know-
a robo or 2 gates and go kill your opponent. It's like, no, you're not
Yeah.
really
They
gonna
play
get any
pretty
advantage,
standard,
and
so
your
yeah.
opponent already saw you're doing the same thing.
You make a really good point, because everything was put down there late, and they both saw, yeah, you're right, no robo, no gate.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, just like make a Nexus.
Range
and
is
then
still
you might have to stop
making
probes for a minute, then make a bunch
range,
of
both
gates
of
or
them.
robo later on. Now, Mini, I'm
Still
sorry,
haven't researched
Jaehoon
it
is,
yet, which gives
is
+2
going
to
for 3
range
gates.
of goons.
And I'm not sure. is Bisu
Without
actually
without
going
upgrade they
for
have
3
4.
gates?
With upgrade they have
Okay, now we
6
wanna see if
range.
they get for the robo. Now the reason why they go for
Those
3 gates
psionic
immediately after this is they have to be ready for
how it's called,
plus.
psionic disruptors, if I
I don't
remember
believe
correctly.
It's entirely clear for both sides what they're doing. But the first thing you're scared of is a Dragoon Reaver push.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
The
I
other
still
player
remember all of that
And,
stuff.
look, I gotta give some
Impressive,
props to
very
Jaehoon as
nice.
well.
Yeah.
He just keeps kind of poking with these dragoons. He's not overextending and losing anything, but it's kind of giving him.
What
a
makes
better
Goon a
view of what
great
Bisu
unit is
you know what I mean? It's the fact that he's
universality.
has a little bit of map control. Bisu is just playing in the dark and doing a build order. I like that for Jaehoon.
Yeah, Jaehoon's looking actually pretty
He's looking
solid today.
Yeah, good plays.
But again,
So you
actually,
gotta
the
mind,
cost is
Bisu really in the
pretty
dark. It
high.
definitely looks from
Especially if you
standpoint,
compare it
they
with
both look like
shitty
Nexus.
Vultures again and tanks.
Now we don't have the robo yet. Although you know,
Tanks
DTs
plus
are so
Vultures,
unlikely if you've kept the probe in
especially
there
with
since the
upgrades
Dragoons are
and
coming, DT seems like
given
a
no
punch man.
chance.
So they're probably factoring that out.
Yeah.
The TOS need to play
And of
really
course, in
smart
PvP,
with
you can do some
shuttles,
nice,
rivers,
tech
and
route
stuff
that could
to
just
blow
randomly
that up.
kill you, but it doesn't come. You suddenly have an advantage because you got
Yeah.
so much more, so much quicker.
It's this very funny game that you're playing.
Yeah.
Now,
But
I
okay,
saw that,
that's
Bisu
PvP,
backed
let's
up a
not
lot
even
for
talk
Dragoons
about
here,
shitty
like
turns
a
at the
lot,
moment.
actually just crushed Jaehoon. Oh my god.
Oh god,
Good
Jaehoon
control.
coming back now, and he has those zealots in the front. Jaehoon with more dragoons coming down, and he's going to be able to snipe a bunch of Bisu dragoons. The zealot's still in the middle of things, so he has to be a little bit careful, but will be able to pick those off pretty quickly.
Yep, he does take that out. Oh, and that was actually a super smart move by Bisu. While that was going on, he tried to get one probe to run inside the main. He needs a scout because, of course, the robos are laid for both sides. So there was a lot of technical stuff going on just there. But I think Bisu overextended, and now Jaehoon's going to shove and try to get Bisu back into his corner of the map.
Well, Bisu should be able to hold these ramps without too much problem, so if Jaehoon wants to, he has to go up and around, which gives more time for units from Bisu. And I would say, Bisu, you know, even though he didn't get the probe up the ramp, he knows that it's 3 gates, just based on the amount of units that Jaehoon sent out. So they both have a very good feel, even though they haven't scouted what their opponents are doing since the Nexus went up. They have a good feel for it, at least.
Another pylon goes down
Yeah,
over here.
pylon just to make a little observation, like to see
I believe
against
the robots
shuttles.
finished at roughly the same times as well.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
So important to note is that Dragoons are actually some of the dumber units as far as AI goes.
Yes.
Okay,
very
hopefully we
hard-
will see
it's
some
very hard to
river
do these
drops.
things.
Well,
so-
PvP is the battle of dumb AI,
Yeah,
because
it's
then you
in
got
the
Reaver, which is the
Yeah.
truly worst AI in
Yeah.
the game.
If only the Protoss had a Goliath, and then they could just have all the dumb units at once.
True, but until High
so, Shadow's
Templars,
coming up here. He's going to try to Reaver drop. And
Kinda
was that
even
Shadow
after,
actually just
but,
wanted to peek out there? Seems strange.
again,
It may have been,
you
actually. I
can't
don't think he
just
actually had Reaver in
control
there.
river
Yeah,
with
yeah,
dropship
time
anymore
actually
because
seemed very
Psionic
fast
Storm
if he did
gives
have one.
Huh.
no chance to
Which is-
shuttle.
That's not really normal, guys. Just
You
because
need to always have shuttle near
Yeah.
your river,
you-
and
it- it's
Psionic
like
just
easy
covers
spots, kind of as a general
them
rule,
both.
You don't really poke with the shuttle.
No.
We have seen the move where they bang, and you guys, it'll be pretty rare if you see it in a tournament, but occasionally they'll put one probe in a shuttle and sometimes put it in, drop it, the probe in the main to try to scout. But yeah, they're both going for Reavers kind of behind this, so this is actually a pretty unusual PvP in general, and it looks like Jaehoon's going to try to push, and I don't know if Bisu's going to be in position.
I don't see what they see unusual in this. It's actually pretty usual. It's okay.
Picked off in a matter of seconds. Bisu's Reaver going to town on these Dragoons.
Jaehoon has to back up. There's no way he can win this fight. Again, it does come down to the positioning of the Reaver and the Dragoons. And it's very difficult to push with your Reavers against their Reavers if you're pushing their base. It's just very hard. And this is a smart move. He says, wait a minute, you're probably not going to be able to attack me. You lost your Reaver. I can come in here and drop.
Oh man, the Reaver drop is real. Getting in here, only a single probe killed off. Very
I'm
quick
imagining
reaction from
in my
Jaehoon. Good
head
on him
what
for that one.
how
And in the
Koreans
meantime,
Korean
Jaehoon is somewhat
commentators
contained, but
shouting
he
at the
doesn't have
moment.
units to do this. He's gonna
Like,
have to
oh,
make
Riva, Riva,
Seems
dropship,
like
dropship,
It's a little
Riva.
bit slower than Jaehoon.
Maybe he's
Oh.
taken a couple wonky engagements
Yeah,
with
that's true.
these pushes that have allowed Bisu to get ahead for sure. Especially that last sec. I like how he positioned it, bringing most of his Dragoons up.
We can
around
try
the
to
wing,
go
trying
again to
push
Africa.
and
Maybe
bond,
it
but
will not lag
Bisu
so
was, like,
bad.
there on the bridge, and it was mistimed by Jaehoon, so he lost extra units, and the Reaver went down immediately. Wasn't placed that well by Jaehoon.
By the way, Bisu cut probes here.
But of course,
He's not making any
not
more
right
probes.
now.
He's actually gonna
After
try to
this
overwhelm
one,
them.
after this
And
match.
this might actually work. And this is probably a result of the fact that the shuttle and the Reaver were killed. He should have 2 Reavers right now. The pylons that are put out here close to the Dragoons are in the hopes that some of the Dragoon shots will be absorbed onto the pylon. The shield battery, and this is pretty much the only time you see this in a PvP, is put here so that he can try to recharge the Reaver.
All right, here we go. The 2 Reavers pushing
The
forward.
love
right
for
now. No
BW
shuttle
is
for the
real.
Reaver
Nice,
up
really.
there. Gonna
I'm
go
pretty
harder to get
glad
wide,
with
but he's
this
got it
quantity.
pretty well positioned at the moment.
1,500
These
people.
Bisu pushing
Not
forward.
huge
These
amount, but
scarabs
still
really
nice.
starting to pay off at the
All right,
moment.
he's using the battery.
Feels
Oh, no,
good
he
that
doesn't.
people still remember. Holy,
It
might
that's
have been out of range.
that's a
Yeah, I
mess.
think it was just
A
enough
lot
to
of
kill it anyway.
goon
It's gonna be game here.
blood,
Yeah,
kinda
looks
blood.
Like Jaehoon just does not
Not blood, it's robots. Again, it's souls of
Oh, I'm so sad.
souls of
And
fallen
that's all she wrote. That should be enough
fighters
for Bisu to
of
finish this off. Even with the fresh
Protoss
Dragoons coming
are
out, the
there.
2 Reavers gonna be too much. And
GG.
Nicely
Yeah.
done. So, yeah, I mean, Bisu just handled that much better. And as the game went on, I think Jaehoon was a little bit too eager to try to end the game.
Results are going
It just didn't pay off.
pretty how I predicted
Yeah,
predicted
you know,
so far.
I like this
Nice.
play overall. Again, it was like a pretty solid PvP coming out of Jaehoon.
Yeah.
But that one attack over the bridge, that part, where he landed his Reavers, was just not a good spot. He had no pressure down there, no units down there to punish.
But I hope in the end
Lost
Bisu and
the shuttle
Stork will
matter, so
go
you can kill
further
those Reavers,
anyway.
something Bisu has all the advantages.
A lot of times the mini game that's being played here is you're trying to draw their Dragoons into your shuttle, but draw them, make them
Really, for the Stork there is no... Well, of course all the pro games are competitive, but I think Stork will win. Like it's not very right to say pretty easy, but you know what I mean, right? Stork must win these games.
Bisu, of
중간
course.
진출에 성공을 했어요. 기분 정말 좋으실 것 같은데 소감
Not a
어떠세요?
single map dropped.
당연히 올라가야 된다고 생각했고요. 뭐 첫 번째 경기가 좀 위험했는데 그 위기를 좀
He
파헤치니까
says, yeah, I was pretty sure I was going to make the round of 16.
잘된 것 같아요.
네, 오늘 경기력을 보니까 좀
Bisu is a nice guy overall. Really, like, pretty modest.
You know, I had a really nice game in that first map, and it continued right
제가
into the
불리하게
second map.
시작했는데 상대가 좀 꼬라박을 좀 해줘가지고 네, 좀 게임이 잘
Seems like all your strategies and tactics worked well tonight. Said, yeah, my game's pretty much played as I expected.
그런 연패를 당하게 되면서 아쉬운 성적을 좀 보여줬는데 이번 시즌 목표는 어떻게 되십니까?
거의 이번 시즌도
It's
좀
pretty unfortunate they got
영원한
eliminated so early last season. What do you expect about this season?
생각을 많이 해야 될 것 같아요.
예, 뭐 전체적으로 막 이제 막 따라잡으려고 하는 그
Says, I'm
선수들의
pretty
그
conscious
실력들이
about
이제
Flash and
만만치
Sea.
않은데
They're really the biggest opponents
변현재
for me, the
선수의
biggest
경기에서 좀 많이
roadblocks.
놀랐을 것 같더라고요.
예, 뭐 연습 때 굉장히 잘해가지고 좀 저랑 비슷하게 플레이해가지고 좀
Now they're talking about the match that he had against Mini.
선수거든요.
예.
근데 오늘도 역시나 되게 잘해가지고 놀랬고요.
Says, it seems like Mini's playing style is pretty similar to mine. I was surprised by his performance as well.
열심히 하고 있는 그런 선수들 정말 그 대단한 실력들을 보여주고 있는데 김태균 선수의 실력들이 좀 바짝 긴장하고 있다라는 그런 얘기를 해주셨습니다.
네, 끝으로 그러면 16강전 각오랑 팬분들께 인사 한 말씀 하시죠.
저번에는 좀 쉽게 3대0으로
Any words for your friends or supporters here tonight?
뭔가 다시 게임이 잘 된다는 느낌을 좀 받았거든요 이번에. 그래서
Says, yeah, I was defeated
될것 같습니다.
last season, so I was pretty disappointed in myself. But I'll
정말
prepare
자신감
well this
넘치는
season, and
선수인데요.
you can expect to watch.
I just want to go, what the hell?
이어나가시길
What's he
바라겠습니다.
Stop
doing?
torturing me with those social shit.
Hopefully, Bisu
Poor Bisu.
All
Lol.
right, guys, we'll be right back after this at TDP at the ASL. Stay tuned.
Just give me my StarCraft and go away. Again, shitty ads, I guess. Right? Right. Okay. Are you still there, Jake? I remember you wanted. Well, I told you that there are great covers, and you thought, and you said like never seen them. I can turn it on at least one while there is a break. Do you want to hear first Terran theme or second one? Well, let's start from the first one. But I need to capture it. Wait a second. A great cover, but again by Vika. Brilliant, authentic music in StarCraft overall. Yeah, Terran themes are the greatest. Unfortunately, I wish they make greater one for Protoss. Okay, window capture. It's not that. I hope it's good enough. Only reason you played around was music. Okay, I'll turn off the microphone and turn off the volume. I mean, turn it louder. My shitty English. Because second part is a huge fire. The best part is going on. It starts soon enough. Yeah, here it is. Yep, hopefully we didn't miss the game itself. Oh shit.
Could be.
Shit.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
Anyway,
It'll remain a mystery.
it's
Sorry.
light versus
Yeah, he
mini.
gets the gas, right? So, I wasn't looking 100%, I was looking
Protoss
at some other stuff. How quickly did he just get the gas now? This
went
wasn't
standard,
Seemed like it was not right after,
and
which is a little weird. And also,
Terran-
Protoss has
Terran-
mining gas too and is making a nexus.
Terran
Yeah,
played
and
pretty
these definitely could be counterplays
insolent.
because
I
the
mean,
position on that barracks and depot
how-
screams that he wants
how
go
to
gasless
say.
expand, but since the probe is already there, not
Короче,
only can
Тиран
he
нагло
block
сыграл,
the
если
command
тут
center, make it
кто-то
go
еще
like
слушает из
fucking
славян,
Yeah.
комрад.
He could have theoretically gone up and stolen the gas. And if
Tyrant
you steal
played,
the gas against a gasless expand, then your siege
Well,
tanks
it's
come out
okay,
really late.
okay.
Yeah,
Like,
you-
they're already going to come out late.
You can get
Kill
in a
the
lot of trouble
probe.
against the Dragoons.
Yeah.
Now see the placement of the Zealot here? The Marine's going to spawn right where that Zealot is.
Tries to get the SCV. Very nice there by
Again, that
SCV.
wall
And now he'll
with
clear
this
the Zealot super easily.
Sapper
Shouldn't lose
Depot.
anything.
Very good control. It does get
Nice,
one,
nice.
And I don't believe the Zealot can get out there.
All right.
So dead end. I'm sorry. Okay, there is a factory that's almost done. I was getting confused for a second. I didn't see it. So Protoss basically scrambled to just get a Nexus because it looked like the Terran was probably.
So yeah, she's a professional
But in
pianist,
fact, he's
great,
going for a factory, so Terran
great
has the
one,
opportunity to
with a
push.
classical
Oh my God,
knowledge,
he's
but
pulling the
she
boys.
loves
Yeah,
metal
this is
and
definitely something
plays
that
a
can
lot
work.
of
The fact that
cool
you're making a
stuff.
Vulture, the Vulture can just kill the Zealots by itself, and with all these SCVs and Marines coming down, definitely some
Great
potential
control
here
by
for
Mini.
White to pull a win.
So
Impressive
weird.
control, really, like,
Well,
with
it's like
those
they're both
zealots.
trying to counter each other's builds, and the counter to the counter to the counter to the counter might just actually win this game because he doesn't expect this all these SCVs
Oh,
to be
man.
out here. Oh my God! If the Marines can get like around, okay.
Okay, he
Now,
comes
every
out, starts
shield,
poking.
every shield, every HP is important.
With these SCVs coming up to the front, there are some probes down here to try to help out. He needs to get some Dragoons out as well.
In a big fight
The
like
Vulture
this,
is going to be the real pain.
Okay, he's going to try to bunker
Yeah,
push this.
shitty
Now, he's hitting
vultures.
the SCVs that are mining this. Now, probes are weaker than SCVs in a fight like this. He's trying to delay that bunker as much as possible. It's really up to trying to get around this army.
Holy shit, controlled by Mini. I am fucking impressed by his control. This is so crazy. Like his control. Holy fuck.
It's just probes. That's not good. And the bunker's
This is
done.
amazing. Yeah, bunker is done. This is.
Oh, he needs to get that Marine.
the block. Holy fuck, that block was good. Shit. Crazy, absolutely sick.
But two Marines in this
Oh,
bunker right now.
unfortunately,
Vulture's
he
still
didn't
trying to
shoot that
run
fucking
around.
Marine.
Oh my God, the Vulture makes
Damn.
some ass.
Oh, the
This was
SCVs
like
block out
super
the front.
important. Like
Let's see how many
super
workers this bunker
important.
gets.
If he would
Looks like
kill
it's
that
gonna be a
Marine.
lot, Nicely done.
Shit.
Oh
Now,
man.
let's not
Sick
forget that
game.
there were a lot of,
Absolutely
SCVs
sick
that were pulled
game.
there. So it's not like Terran has, a fully functional economy back at home.
No, he definitely. He
And
put a
again,
lot
like
into doing
super
this as well.
play
You're
by
definitely right
TOS
about that, but to
is
kill
countered
this
by
many probes,
shitty
also
lame
these
race.
multiple
Not by
and all the Zealots
huge
thus
and
far.
great plays
Even
by
that
Terran. No,
ultimate
just
base
by
itself,
race.
There's nothing crazy happening tech-wise.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I like Light's position.
Yeah, he's looking really
And
good.
this feels really bad when TOS is playing better than Tyrann and Tyrann still wins because he plays Tyrann.
Yeah, he's
This
gotta
is
repair
Oh,
for
he's
the
gonna,
time
silly.
he's gonna try to actually,
Oh
the
shit.
last- okay,
Feels
this
bad
is-
for
this is
Mini.
actually a huge
I
mistake
really
by
feel
Protoss.
bad for Mini.
That
Stupid
is actually
Terrans.
slight overextension.
Just
This is
prevent
him
them,
trying to
block them from
prevent
fall
Mini from
tournaments,
really
and that's
getting
it.
away,
Let
right? Like,
play.
right.
Let's
if the
Protoss and
SCVs
Zerg
try to run,
play.
you can chase them down with the Dragoons,
What the
you can
fuck?
intercept, the
Just
Vulture
ban
trying to get
fucking
out, or
Terrans
the
and
Vulture
that's
trying
it.
to get in, any Marines trying to escape. So he's trying to at least like gain some sort of value here.
Yeah, and what the Terran is doing is just buying time by repairing this. Now he's got mines, so he can lay mines over here. I don't think we're going to have observers out.
Of course,
just yet,
I'm
which means even if he
saying
takes
that
this out, he can't expand there.
with
He's gonna get another
irony,
mistake.
but well,
Crossing
semi-irony.
Cortosis.
Yeah, this is a
That-
really cool move.
That's really interesting. He's actually, I don't think there's enough SCVs to keep this alive, though.
Yep,
But
it will.
this-
It will.
Going to eventually pop. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Tried to draw some hits actually with that Marine. That's a really cute
Still,
move. They're already
my
on.
Oh,
God,
shit,
my
that
God,
was-
Oh my God.
Brutal.
Now, I don't think the tank
Again,
should actually push forward here.
you can
No,
see what
this is where you turn around. If you've already
that what
lost
I'm
all
telling
the
about
Marines,
vultures
you
were
can't
true
actually push in.
again.
Just could've
Another
been
one
down there before
approved.
the bunker popped. then he actually could have unloaded Marines, sandwiched the two Dragoons, and killed them.
Okay, this is a little bit
Damn.
crazy. He should know better after seeing those mines planted. Now, we saw a robotic support bay.
Feels bad for
So
Mini.
he's going to try to counter into here
He's
with a
in
Reaver
really
drop,
bad
saying that
position.
Right now, Terran probably doesn't have
Terran
much anti-air.
plays as
He
exp,
certainly doesn't
of
have
course.
Marines, because those are all killed off. This is a very smart response here from Mini, but it's going to take a little bit before he can actually utilize the shuttle. In the
It's
Reaver.
not
I feel
lost
like
yet,
Terran's gonna
but
have a lot
yeah,
of momentum.
really, it's very good for
Yeah, he
Light.
definitely does have that. You know, the thing is,
He
whenever
have
in this
a
type
lot of time,
situation, are
and
you
time
making
for Terran is
turrets?
super
That
critical.
feels like one way to
It's
give
going to
Protoss
mid-game
the way
and-
back in is if
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
spending money on an eBay and a bunch of turrets. The Academy would probably be fine because you already have Spider Mines, so DTs are not going to be an issue. So yeah,
Engineering
like the
build.
Reaver, even though this is kind of weird and it sometimes takes a while to make it work out, I don't expect there to be a single turret.
Yeah, well, the eBay just finished, so we'll see in a second if there are.
River
We'll
can
see on
If he just
eBay.
finished one, then yeah, he'll definitely get at least one.
can
Yeah,
change
but it
the
might be-
the
you never
game
know. It's
the
gonna be
way
a
it
potential
goes.
turret. Okay, now this mine could see this.
Mines are pretty low on that. Yeah, see, so this
No
is a
speed yet,
frontal
of
turret.
course,
This is
but
like preventing
still.
any crazy moves coming in there. It does go on
Missile
enough in the
turrets,
main.
well, he
That
plays
isn't
safe.
the turret that counters Reaver.
Light
It's
plays
okay against
safe.
Reaver.
It's actually there for DTs, it seems like.
Yeah, it's just like an all-around turret. Like you can repair it if you need. It covers your mineral line.
Yeah.
It, like you can still drop a Reaver up there. But you
Yeah,
can't push
don't
right
forget
through the
that
mineral line from
SCVs
that top area,
also
right?
can
You're getting,
repair.
like, gas SCVs for the most
One
part,
more
so, it's not a good
argument.
turret against Reavers, but it's nice that he has
Engineering.
it.
So the
Light
eBay just spotted
definitely
Reaver,
sees the
coming
river,
out
that
here.
river
And I
is
mean,
coming.
There's basically nothing you can do.
Yep,
You're gonna land and
unfortunately
immediately
for
take
Mini.
shots from the tanks.
Feels bad.
It's a tough fight. So the first observer's out. He's cleaning up the mines.
Exactly,
Now, of
like,
course, if you get
as
a
a
Reaver like
Protoss
this,
player,
you
I
go,
feel
"Oh, that's
how
so
Mini
sick."
feels
No,
at the
actually,
moment.
it's
Oh,
It's so
That's
close.
crazy.
That's so
A
close.
millimeter forward, and he gets hit by a mine there. Oh,
So
there we go.
I do want to point out that he actually intentionally. Oh my God!
nice,
Hey,
nice
good Reaver
control.
mic.
It actually got up there. So he had the turret underneath the barracks, and that's a really good trick because they don't initially.
And
see
again,
it. You can take a lot of
even
damage,
if you
and
think
shuttles
like
are
that,
pretty
Vulture
sluggish.
against
So it's
River,
hard
do
to
you
get
think
them
it's
back
like impossible?
where you
No,
want
it's
them to
not.
be,
You can shot
in time.
2 times with Vultures, 1 mine and River is
Vultures
gone.
going around the map, seeing if they can
How
find
do
a
you
way
like
to
that?
move in. Is Mini overextending here with these drops and allowing those Vultures to do some damage? We'll see in a second.
The Vultures are going to come around now. Now, in this phase of the game, Protoss doesn't have a lot of observers, so you have to be like really on top of where everything is. And oh my God, 2 Vultures do speed by, and they can start planting mines.
Oh, shitty
Okay,
Vultures.
there, he planted them all, but they can start hitting these
The
workers.
fastest unit
Really good
in
build
game,
quality
it has
here.
like
Very good SimCity on the bottom.
6,400 speed.
Vultures going into natural now.
Even Zerglings
And
with
he's-
speed
I mean, this is some pretty solid
have
damage considering how
1,000
this game
less
opened up as well.
speed, so
He's got to
it's
be very happy with what he's
crazy.
done with these Vultures.
In fact,
Oh,
the Scarab's not
wow.
even connecting.
Oh my God.
and the Vultures
Okay,
can
he
destroy
finally cleans
any
that up.
quantity
Very
of
nice
zealots
done.
of
that was a seriously good amount
like
of damage on
anything
that.
with
God,
control
Vultures are still there.
easily.
It's not even attacking.
So it's a crazy unit
The
for
unit
such a
was trying to
price.
attack when out of range. That's a little bug that happens sometimes.
Looks like he's forgotten about it as well. Okay, now he sees it. Gonna try to get a few more workers over.
Yeah, it feels bad
So
that
Protoss
Blizzard,
taking the domains
when
was
they
exactly
patched
what he needs to do.
1.16 huge
He's
amount
gonna
of
start
time
making a lot
ago,
more gates. Meanwhile, Terran's gonna try to stretch out,
they haven't
take the
fixed
command
that.
center,
Didn't
location right
nerf
over here, and
shitty
hopefully have enough
Vultures.
to defend it.
Now, Sea-Chase's
Even tanks
spreading
in
at the
comparing
moment,
are okay.
gonna be able to defend everything pretty easily. This only Dragoon force with like a Reaver that might be coming up can't really break tanks in
Because
siege
tanks
mode.
at least are expensive,
Really not
while
even close.
Vulture is
So
super
as long as
cheap
he gets this
for
siege
such
all set
greatness.
and, haven't actually seen him siege yet, so might not actually have it. You get it pretty late nowadays in TV.
Oh.
This is actually a great connection here. Can you get one more
Nice.
select of these? Really
Like
good
five-
job.
five-
Of course, the
five
Terran
or
left
six
out, but look at
series.
Protoss backs out.
But I really
That's
wish
exactly how you wanna
he
play.
could
You
drop
need
it a little bit
optimal
closer and
damage
take
then
more,
run for it.
but
And he's got
well,
a second
still
shuttle
good
here,
enough.
And this is an indicator he may be
Harassment
trying
of
to go
economy is
bust.
always good.
The tanks are the backbone of the Terran army for defense, but if you have 2 speed shuttles,
But still, if you play
units right on top
with the
of
same
it,
quantity of bases with Terran, it's a loss. Protoss needs one more exp to win the game against shitty Terrans.
This is super, super dangerous. And when they're firing at all these things that are near them, the
Yeah,
Dragons
also
can run in as well,
mines,
but
mines are
let's see where he
everywhere.
goes.
Oh
He's
my
actually going to
God.
the main, but there's 2 turrets here.
Oh,
This is crazy.
And there's mines. Oh my God, Tasteless. This is... Oh!
shit.
Well, this
Double
was
reaver.
actually, I think in some senses, a little bit riskier even than just doing the drop at the front that I thought he was going to do.
Yeah.
Because,
Like,
well,
if he was going for units with that, I kind of understand.
It was
yeah, that seemed a little bit excessive. But he's going to try to drop in
kinda
here now.
bad idea.
Here we go. He's going to target the cloud.
Of course, Zealot
Oh,
first,
that's
nice,
a
nice
really
control.
great connection right there, but
He's doing it
Planning,
right,
look at these
not wrong,
SCVs
he's doing
blowing,
it
he's the
right.
one making the turn
River
on
is
these,
making a huge
Dragons.
difference,
This could have
but
been so
River's
much
down
worse right now
finally,
for Light,
but
still, he got quite a
still
decent
minus
chance.
4
I
tanks.
actually, see, this is why I
Very
thought
well.
he was going to do that initially.
Yeah.
It just seemed like
Nice.
it was almost like a roll of the dice if you're going to run
Those
into
crazy
the main.
plays, those
Because if
control.
they have everything there, or you lose all the shuttles and turrets, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm dead.
Well,
That
if he didn't
control.
have 2 turrets right there, this could have been just a brilliant move overall. Both the shuttles possibly would have made it out and done some damage there, but instead it goes south a little bit. Still, he's poking that third base a bit, has his own third base up.
Also, resetting the tank count is always good. Dragoons and Zealots are much more expendable than the siege tanks are. So trading into that, it makes the Terrans push always that much later. So Protoss may be hungry to try to take a 4th base here. And by the way, he's not been stopping with the shuttles and the Reavers.
Yeah, which is a little bit uncommon, but if you just continue to reduce those siege tanks, sometimes you can make something like this work. But Light's macro is going to truly kick in, and again, this map, if he wants to take a 4th base, you can't really stop him as Protoss.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
keep the
about
wall,
Scarabs as
ramp,
well,
set
they
some
cost.
turrets and siege tanks, and it is like ludicrous.
Unfortunately, I really wish that Rivers had had unlimited Scarabs and like without cost. Again, it's all resources.
Yeah, I totally
Nearly all
agree.
Protoss
But
units
just
are
so
very
you do something
expensive.
similar in a PvP,
If
where you
you
just kept making,
like compare by
Reavers,
efficiency,
well, eventually Bisu
they
just
are
got like a
very
really technical
expensive.
Protoss army.
Only
It just
Zealots
has
are
a
great.
lot more longevity. It doesn't mean that you just never make Reavers ever again, but it just seems like after that initial attack, you probably should just focus on the macro play. Now, he does use that Reaver up there to try to slow down SCVs from getting over there, so that's going to keep Light forced to be as honest as possible this game.
And some vultures coming in right now and trying to lay some mines on top of these Dragoons. Good pylon walls, so can't really get in at the moment. Looks like Mini has sealed everything up pretty tight.
And this is where Terran can end up
Yeah, great
overextending, 'cause you just
observing.
run around plating mines everywhere, and then you just kill all the mines. And
Haven't blocked yet.
It's not great for Terran because Terran ideally wants to use those mines offensively.
I want to see how many factors are there.
This is where Light is just going to be
Show me, 5, 6
We
more.
don't have the 4th command center on the way, right? That brown splotch at the top above his 3rd, that's not a command center, I don't believe.
I don't think so.
It doesn't quite look big enough, but it's at the top of the map, so things can be a little
I
bit
think he
deceiving.
actually stayed on 3 bases here, and that might be a reaction.
I'm not sure who is observing, but definitely that guy who observes the game could work better at it. He don't show everything we need to know.
Doesn't sound too bad, but pushing out once again with some vultures, going to be laying mines.
Why the
on
fuck
map.
he's clicking on SCVs? I
You
have
got
no
Starport
idea.
just a little
Okay,
bit
but
late
Oh, I'm
to
sorry, it is a
get-
command center.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That makes a lot more
Just a
sense.
little bit of
Like,
constructive
this seems
critics.
very much
That's
so.
Oh, this is cute.
The map
not
is
go
so good
too
for
deep in
4-base
those.
Terran. And 4 bases is where Terran just like easy maxes.
So he's just coming in here. He's trying to do as much damage as possible. He's trying to delay the 4th base as much as he can, but he sees the Reavers up here at the top. That's going to make him feel a lot more confident in this push down here at the bottom. He's laying a big blanket of spider mines there. And then most of the Protoss' army is actually not at the
Yeah,
top.
but I mean, I don't know who is observing.
He's going to try
Oh. He's
Of
actually
course,
on the high ground
someone
here,
from,
pushed down
like,
over the third.
Africa
I thought he might go for that
is
4th
doing
base,
that.
but high ground positions are
Like,
super
original,
for sieging, so he's
stream is
zooming in.
going
He
from
does have a couple
Africa.
flies there to try to push back the shuttle when that comes back to help, but Mini has got to crush this push.
Yeah, there's a big minefield above where this is, so this army can't just walk down here. And in fact, if he
Yeah.
doesn't clean this up in time, this base is going to be destroyed. He's going to try to come in here
Wow.
instead and drop.
This is a lot of Zealots flanking right now. The Dragoons from the top a little bit late to the party, though, which means these Zealots get cleaned up a hell of a
Not
lot
a bad, but
easier.
there were really a lot of zealots. A great.
To the Zealots, however, with the
I can say a great cream pie. Oh lol.
pretty easily.
Yeah, and in fact,
Good
this
job
rally
by
down
Mini.
from,
Really,
like, not
for a
only
second
doing
I thought
the-
that he's
It was such a
losing
strange
too
location to push. I thought he
like
should've
too
just gone
many
for
of
4.
units, but
Yeah, he
would've
should
killed
have
it wasn't that bad.
And then not only that, but like the rally is a lot easier.
But still, he lost a
to
lot
just
of
get more
zealots,
units down there.
really
Like,
a
for
lot.
instance, before that battle would have ended, he would have had another set of vultures and another tank.
But
down
he
there, so,
couldn't afford to like to
kind
be
of a
blocked
funny
like
push by
that
him.
anyway.
do we
The
have
most important
confidence
stuff
they
in
actually see the fourth
PvT,
base, or-
you need
There's
to
no way for us to check,
destroy
but,
those
uh,
exits
I'm
of
guessing
Terran.
that he-
Don't
I mean,
allow
he
him
hasn't seen it.
to exit
There
and
is a
block to
possibility he
make
didn't go
good
super
positions.
close to it when he was laying his mines, so he might have missed the fact that there's a base there.
It's strange because it would be an obvious location to expand to. I
Yeah.
guess the
But
bottom
it's
center
not
would
that
be more
easy
appealing for
how it
Protoss,
sounds,
but
it's
not
really
out of the
hard.
Realm of possibility that they would take the center right.
Tanks plus vultures
And I
as
actually
shield
thought
and
that's what
block
triggered the push.
again. You need
Whoa, he's going
Stargates. He
carriers.
goes, yeah, he
Really
goes for
nice
carriers.
move here from Mini. He
Also,
has
he
gotten
really
a
needs
big economy,
arbiters.
for a big portion of the
It
game
looks,
as well. Like,
it
let's
looks.
not forget,
Oh,
it's kind of funny how the
there,
game opened
there
up,
is
right?
timer.
He
It's
lost his base
18
and a bunch of
minutes. Yep.
probes, but he's been stalling out light. He
It
just
would be great if
blocked that push, and he's took his third pretty quick. He took
he
his
need
fourth
arbiters.
pretty quick. He's taken his fifth
Stasis
good
would be
time
great
after
there.
crushing that push. So
To
these
freeze those
carriers,
second and
he's gonna be able to
third
get up
lines
6
of tanks
stasis,
is super
before any attack hits him again, I think.
important.
Now, important to note is that a lot of people would say if you're both playing a perfect, proper game, carriers are just not the best approach.
Of course it's not, because carriers are too expensive again. Interceptors.
Because if they mass up enough Goliath,
Not only
they get
carriers, it's
it's
themselves.
carriers are strong as
Interceptors are
like the
expensive.
valleys, high ground, low ground.
So again, you can afford it only if you have superior economy. But I don't think it's the best choice in this game.
If you don't have splash damage and stuff, Terran can unsee
While
all
Light
this
has
stuff with attack,
huge
chase
economy
the
for a
carriers. So
Terran.
you
Like
have to be a
4,
little
well
bit clever
3,
with how you're gonna use this, how you're gonna position
still
the
it's
carriers,
enough.
but the old
He's
adage
in
remains true.
very
You
good
have
spot at the
4
moment.
or more carriers before your
It's
opponent
not
knows
very
that
nice
you're
for
on
me to
carriers.
build
That
carriers
can
at
win
the
the game
moment. I
straight
think
up.
arbiters would be far
Scan.
smarter move.
Yes.
And let's say you're just on
In
the way
my
to getting
opinion,
your-
of course,
your
again.
first 3 or the next 6. They just make only Goliaths.
Just economy of Terran working
It's-
perfectly.
You have enough Goliaths that it's not even a matter of getting under the carriers.
You can
and
even
the Goliaths
go
just
for
kill all the
2-2,
interceptors.
3-2 or
And then
3-3
Protoss
and
right away, remake interceptors,
Protoss
spend
army
all
would
of its
just
money.
lie in ruins. All
Expensive.
goons, all zealots will
Right,
just
right. This is a
die.
big
You can't
movie,
do
a very
shit.
big movie.
That's why you need
Army
arbiters.
moving
It
out.
would make a good movie, though, that's for sure.
Well, it's as long as a movie.
As you can
it's
see,
okay.
still Terran doesn't
It's
have
pretty quick. But that's a good amount
science
of Goliaths.
vessels.
That is going to keep the carriers slightly off his back. The shuttle won't
So,
be able
yeah.
to do anything near the siege tanks. And this, he's moving this army quite well
Okay.
at the moment.
He's gonna show,
20 minutes, but he needs to shut down those Goliaths and then
these
tanks,
carriers out
but
here, the carriers combined with the ground units are
yeah,
actually
looks
quite strong, but I don't
looks
feel like he even has
pretty
enough
bad
interceptors
for
back
Mini.
there.
I think
Well,
he will lose this
like,
game, but let's
There's
see.
a possibility that he could have forgotten the interceptor.
There is
carrying
still a
upgrade.
chance, but
Sometimes you
very
see that
low
happen.
chance
Yeah,
for
we
Mini
see
to
a
win
Protoss
this
fighting
game.
with 4 interceptors per carrier. That's
Shitty
brutal.
Terrans, holy shit.
But I guess the
Bio
real
trash.
problem is when you're going for carrier tech, you want to be able to like pick off some siege tanks or vultures so that your ground army can do something. This mech ground army is super strong right now.
2-2 actually. He's coming forward now. He needs to make sure these Goliaths don't pick off his carriers, or he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's trying to come in here from behind. I don't know how many mines there are over here with the rest of this.
Catches some of those Goliaths that's being rallied in, so that's really nice. There's not enough Goliaths with this army to actually stop this many carriers, so Mini is going to stop this push. This is really good for Mini.
Yeah.
Well,
pushing this push
really
is
good,
gonna
but
be
not
perfect.
good
That's
enough.
a lot of damage, though.
Light has nearly half of the map for Terran, it's GG. If you divide map with Terran, the Terran would win. Again, what makes
Yeah, that's a
Terran
nice pickup, but Mini's taken another base on the
imbalanced.
bottom left. He's lost a lot of probes, but just holding this push gives him a nice
versus
advantage because
any
he's
race,
cleared
like
the
if
siege
Terran
tank.
has
So right now,
better
you need
economy,
vultures
he
built,
would win
but you also need to
usually.
replenish your siege tank count so you can actually fight against dragoons.
And you need enough Goliaths that you can answer the carriers, so it's pretty
Exactly.
tricky. However, there's huge pushes coming down here, and it seems like he's almost a little bit ahead as far as positioning from where his opponent is. Good scan, immediately gets
Yeah.
that. That was actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
Before one more Scarab fires off.
It was so close there too. I thought for sure it'd get it off, but great move there by Light. Finally gonna get some damage done towards that bottom left.
That's
It is a
nice
base here,
that Nexus
but
is
it's gonna
alive,
canvas
but
it out.
He's
hardly
actually
it would
clean up that bottom left
it will
base.
help.
Protoss did lose the Nexus at the third base.
But
He
let's
barely
see.
has the Nexus over here at the natural. And Light's doing a very good job, to be honest. He's like really on top of his game.
Yeah, he's spreading very well. Has a good factory count as well. Unfortunately,
But
for him, he's
really,
gonna
he
lose
has
his top
4
two
working,
white bases.
even 5 working
But I love what he's
bases,
doing. This is
exps.
so important from Light to
Even
relay
if
his minds
Mini
to the
would
middle of the map.
destroy
He
that,
needs to choke this up, like make some congestion for the Protoss
like
army
1
movement.
hour
And
and
with
2
doing that,
hours,
makes
it,
really
it
hard
will
to
not
actually
help
move his
a
units
lot.
around.
He will just destroy
This
Nexus with
is
vultures,
just finally
yeah.
gonna be taken out, and that's, by the way, less gas, which is the most important part there for the Protoss.
The huge understatement overall, by the way, even pro players, some of pro or nearly pro players think that vultures are nothing in comparing like against goons. It's actually not true. You can shoot goons with vultures as well. 20 explosive, even explosive damage. Full damage for shields, 10 for health points.
Yeah, but it looks like there's not enough.
But again,
here
with
in
such
base.
cost,
The rest of the ground units starting to pull back. I
it's not a
love
bad
these
idea
moves
to
by
shoot
Mini
those
right now.
goons.
He's kind of controlling this top, this high ground above that base.
And don't forget
killing
about
off the
mines.
wall. You
Well,
gotta
I'm
remake
repeating
that wall
myself,
now. You
but
gotta
still.
remake those turrets. And Light is really
I was just saying that really a lot of players underestimate that. They think that attacking goons with vultures is a bad idea. It's not. Or like structures. No, you can destroy quite everything with them. With a good control, with higher speed in game.
They've already been picked off in the earlier fights, and now he has to keep making Goliaths, and of course he has
And
to
you can kill unlimited quantity of
So that's
zealots
actually the
by
mini
just
command.
hit and
It
run
absolutely is.
strat.
And in fact, this
It's
fourth
crazy.
base is such a weak location right now for Light. He's going to be able to take this out. Or Light.
I wonder why
Anyways,
Light is
pushing
not doing
across the map right
vessels. What
now.
the
He's
hell?
kind of hemming and hawing. He's not making a strong
Yeah,
move in one direction.
he's
Yeah,
making
in fact, he's going back now after that command
Goliaths,
center
but
because I think he realizes that Protoss may be
where is
just
high
keep
tech?
pushing
What the
here.
hell? Strange.
One thing we may see a little bit later on here, when the command centers get low in numbers, is DTs incorporated with the carriers, because a lot of times they're scanning, trying to find their carriers. Good
That
catch,
was a-
good catch.
This
That
is
was a
really
bad
good
move
moment.
by
That was an
Mini.
overextension by Mini, 100%. You do not want to be that close to that many
Yep.
Goliaths. They can kill carriers so fast. But now
You
with all the
don't want to
Dragoons
go
going up,
there.
Carriers can back up to them. And with an almost purely Goliath army, you are not going to beat
All you
this.
want, just click and go back, click and go back from the place where they can't shoot your carriers.
He's actually he's targeting the
He's
command
going
centers
to the
now. He's making
main,
sure that you can't
I
get any more
think.
gas from these, since he has so many factories. He needs to produce Goliaths.
That would be
And
really
now he's in a
impressive if
very
Mini
scary
would
position for the
will
future.
win this game.
If it tries to render
Heads
this,
off to
Protoss can
Mini
render
already,
these
like
back.
heads off to Mini already.
Carriers have such a strong
But
position
if he will
when you
win,
have to
that
get
would
a
be
lot of
pretty
Goliaths, you
crazy.
have to start picking off carriers. And right now, it's
But it would
he's
be a
kinda just, like,
Light's
shooting
mistake.
interceptors, and you can kill interceptors like pretty quickly with Goliaths, but when you see that, like all the Goliaths just firing at random places and being hit by the interceptors, that's
Nah,
not
I
how you
don't
wanna
think.
do it.
I don't think
Okay, now the carriers are in the
that
middle of the
Mini
map.
will
Surely
have
they're gonna go
enough
underneath
of
mines, and if the
like
Goliaths can
power
run under
to
them, they're gonna
destroy
get a
the
lot of
Terran.
free kills.
Still,
He needs
Light
to get
has
ground underneath with
economy
this, like,
while
pronto.
well,
Also,
Mini
the
has
only nexus
some
that's
as
mining
well.
is being
2
hit
exps are working.
by the, actually 2 nexuses, I should say, are being hit.
Crazy game.
What Protoss is trying to do is push into the center of the left. If he could take that, then he might be able to start tearing out, pull back. Okay, here we go. It's coming in.
By the way, we still see a lot of good moves coming out of Light here. He's scanning for observers.
Goons are
over
super
and
important
over
there
again
as
Of
well.
course, he wants to see where the
As a
army is,
support
but
for carriers, he
this is
can't
something
just
you can do when you're really in
go
a strong
closer with
position
those
there. If
Goliaths.
You kill all the observers.
Nice,
then the
DT is
mines can
there
start
as
killing
well.
off the
Cool.
Dragoons, so you actually have a shot to kill the carriers.
Now, he's
So
making
smart
the
moves.
DTs,
Holy
unfortunately,
shit.
It's a little bit too late. So he knows that Terran is very just low on scans in general. Now, I don't know how much money Protoss has, but I don't see another Nexus here.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't
And if
see
he doesn't make
the
one resume,
limits
they can
and
assume he doesn't have enough money.
resources, economy, how it's
Wow,
going
okay.
up and
The
down.
fact that,
But
he's not
well,
mining
we
from
can
anywhere, really. I guess the center right sort of has people
we can
mining there,
tell.
but not
I
that
can
many.
tell
If he doesn't,
approximately.
okay, that was a mistake to send both DTs. You only want to send one.
Yeah, it's getting into such a weird spot where they both have such low economies. You really have to economize every single unit right now. Even the interceptors are going to be almost too expensive for Mini. So
That's what I
he's gotta
told
make
about
all the right moves. There he
interceptors.
goes.
They
He's
are
going for
expensive.
command center. It's
If
not quite
even
gonna
he will
work.
shoot
Going
those,
ahead and engaging on these Goliaths.
it is
No
too
micro
expensive
really
without
coming out
economy.
of Light here.
Looks like Light's going to gamble and hope that he has enough Goliaths. to
A lot
possibly
of
kill the
interceptors
but I mean,
interceptors
the
are
shift
going
clicking here
down.
From his opponent is pretty damn
Yeah.
good. I mean,
But
Minnie's really
Goliaths are dying
eliminating
as
Goliaths,
well.
I think at a rate that you cannot compete with. If he just gets a few more.
He
now,
is getting quite a few.
One mistake by Mini, he didn't get the SCV making the eBay. So right now, all of the money that Light has, he's going to spend on making turrets, and that means I don't think the carriers can actually engage in there yet.
By the way, I don't think that we mentioned it.
Of course, like we're talking about mistakes, but don't forget about like huge part of macro and micro. You just can't control everything, and again, that's what makes StarCraft Brood War such a great game. You need to control a lot, but you can't control everything. It's super hard, even if you have huge amounts of APM.
Oh, he's got too many SCVs around it. Overextension.
He's repairing it like crazy, yeah.
Interceptors losing their lives. That is money that really Mini doesn't have a lot of. Only has that one mining base.
If he just moved those carriers down there.
Damn it! Yeah, he needs to find a shitty base. He has no idea it's there, but it is there. Impudent Terran.
Yeah, well, especially in a game like this that gets so low economy, you have to really look at his carriers. It's like, this is endgame, and that's his queen, and he has like a couple pawns. He's got to be moving it around in very important directions.
Really?
He
Why?
cannot be wasting time scouting with carriers.
Yeah, that's very true. That's why you want to try to use those extra ground units to keep scouting around the map. And I think he's just neglected this one blind spot on the map. Now,
It's so important, really.
And the few
If
zealots that are there, that's not bad against Goliaths. In a head-on fight, maybe
he would
the way
find
wants
it.
to win. Also, you can use Reaver drops at this phase of the game. If you want to get another Reaver,
And finally,
shuttle,
he
you
goes
take the
there,
scrap
finally.
nets, Suddenly, they don't quite
No?
have turrets in the right spots.
I'd be a little bit scared against +3 Goliaths.
shit,
through
why?
range, but
Why just check it
any
with
damage
one?
that he can get done at this
Even
point
even
is
with
pretty
one,
crucial.
yeah,
Here we go.
Okay,
The
he's gonna
carrier's
come
coming
up
back
here
up.
again.
feels
Now,
bad
he
for
has to
Mini.
remake all of his interceptors there, and I think he's just not confident with the income that he's got. Sacking interceptors. Terran's mining from there, and Terran. Okay, now this is pretty big. He's going to try to move out.
Wow, this is quite
This is crazy,
a move.
man.
3 siege tanks left over to try to push everything back. Okay, engaging the carriers a little bit. He wants to keep them over here so his siege tanks can kill that base.
Okay, he's coming forward now with these Dragoons and Archons.
Okay, he's going to lose the base, but he's going to be able to possibly clean out the Goliaths, and that could still lead to a victory for Mini.
Okay, this is so crazy. He's pushing up. Remember, the Archons do not trigger mines, by the way, guys. He EMPs that. He gets the Archons.
Yeah.
They're all
Sense
low.
vessels there,
Goliaths are coming back.
finally.
Does he actually have enough, though?
Some great EMPs hitting all of that, but how many Goliaths are actually left over here? How many interceptors does Mini have? He's not mining.
GG.
He's underneath it. There it
Feels
is.
bad for Mini,
GG.
damn.
Wow.
I really wish that Mini win, but
Oh,
That was a
shitty
really-
Terrans,
that was a
OP.
really nice game. And
Too
don't
imbalanced.
forget, guys, it started with Light killing the nexus of Mini, and
Yeah.
Mini just going into Reaver drops for a long time. But you know what? I liked how Mini played overall tonight. He gets last place in his group, but I think Mini is really, he's showing some good skills, and I can't wait to see him again
oh,
next
he thinks like, holy shit, those fucking Terrans. What the fuck, Blizzard.
By the way, this guy is really, really young.
Yeah.
So just
Where
a
I did
reminder,
mistake?
you know,
Nowhere.
ASL
I played
StarCraft,
perfectly,
when we
but
do have new people
Terran
rising
too
up
OP.
in the ranks, it's not just all the
Really,
guys that
Light
are
even made
old
mistakes and still he won.
I think
Feels
with
bad.
Mini, you give him another year or two, I think you could really compete and even get deep in the ASL. He had very good game understanding. And a lot of this does come down to the fact he didn't know about
But
that
yeah,
on the
Mini
bottom left.
Mini should
Yeah, if he had known
build
that, he would have been able
those
to kill that very, very
arbiter,
quickly.
some of
We're
arbiters
going to go to a short break. When we come back, our final match in tonight's ASL.
needed to build. Okay, game ends, I guess. Let's watch second one. I mean, performance by Vika of second theme of Terran. And why it deleted window, I don't know. Let's again capture it. I think it's starting. Yep, looks like it's starting.
Take that gas base in the front. There's so much area that you can drop and get into a base. Like turret rings don't really do anything. So Oh man,
One of our
Jalen
gun
against Light.
viewers.
I do have to say, Light is not super impressing me tonight. None of his
He's hanging
games
on,
have
but
super
he doesn't look
impressed.
like the Terran player we used to.
What?
No,
He said like
he's
he
never-
super
he's
impressed
not
by
quite
Light?
at
I
the
can
level
say
we
that
expect
vice
Light to be
versa. I
at,
thought
someone who was just
Light
the-
would
one of
play
the most
better,
successful players
actually.
of all time. So definitely Jalen has
he
a
made
shot
such
going in
mistakes.
here.
And still feels bad that he won, not punished.
Let's not forget it was Jehoon that killed Alive with that proxy gate. But this is not a map where you can do that strategy again
Yes.
at all.
And for the record, even though you said Alive, you're not completely wrong because his ID was Light Alive.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Light. What am I talking about?
There's a great Terran in StarCraft 2 called Alive.
Yes, that's right. And of course, in StarCraft 1, his ID was Light Alive. And occasionally I'm tempted to actually call him Alive.
Yeah.
But I might have to call him Dead because he's going up against Jane.
Okay, okay.
We are moments away from getting this game started. Again, you have to play not just the matchup, but the map itself. And this map is really weird, and it's really hard. And I mean, man, expect anything. They might go for macro games. They may do something crazy. They may both be doing something crazy, and it just...
Could definitely see some pretty quick dropships as well out of Light here, so I'm excited to see what he wants to do with the map tasteless. Here we go!
All right, guys, the last game of the night. Light versus Jehoon. A fight to survive and get a little bit
Epicness.
further in the ASL.
Goes to its logical end. The final epic win game. Hopefully Jehoon will destroy this shitty Terran. Not shitty, but still Terran. Means shitty. You know what I mean.
In the bottom right, in the white, our Terran player, Light. And his opponent in the upper right, in the purple, it's Jehoon.
Okay. And now we wait.
Yeah, we want to see
Yeah, you wait and
what
please
kind of
shut
builds
up.
they're gonna do here. Obviously, Terran, pretty
If you
much
have
99%
nothing
of
to
the time
say.
is going to be macking. Occasionally we see something really weird, but usually they're going to mac up. But it's the Protoss that might be able to do something sneaky and try to do some kind of harass here early on. And it's also, of course, possible Protoss just skips that part of the game and goes into some kind of macro play.
Yeah. You know, because Outsider is such a crazy map, I'm kind of expecting to see reasonably quick dropships coming out of Light here. You can like drop over near the mineral bases, run in vultures, or you can drop on the high ground above, you know,
Yeah.
the nexus. You can drop behind minerals if they take a mineral only, and it's kind of funny when you look at what fits into dropships versus shuttles, right? Because like if you put a couple tanks in a dropship, and then they're like, all right, I'll fill up mine with dragoons to clear this, and then they drop out 2 dragoons, and you're like, is that it? They're like, yeah, that's all that fits in
The
a shuttle.
tanks killed him.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tanks kill them and then re-siege. It's like,
Yeah.
oh man, what?
And
But
also, 4 Vultures does beat
4
4 Zealots.
1 vulture beats 4 zealots, tasteless, to make this perfectly
Yes,
clear.
this is
Okay,
true, yeah.
So, yeah, when you're looking at that situation, it can be kind of hard for Protoss to deal with Terran on island-ish maps, or even just island maps straight up. But I mean, in the past, when we had more islandish maps back in the day, you know, sometimes you'd see Protosses get really creative, get like 3-4 speed shuttles running around just clearing up everything Terran wants to do. I don't think we'll see something like that tonight.
I'm actually hoping that we eventually do have island maps, like pure island maps, brought back into ASL, and just see what people do in 2017 on that. I know that a lot of Zergs did have a hard time on island maps, but I
Parasite Scourge, man. It's all about Parasite Scourge. You never let them off.
That's true. And so what we have here is this is like, I think what some people might call like a pseudo island map, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
Every pseudo island map is like has to be approached differently. Some of them you start out on an island, but the rest of the map is connected by land. In this case,
Those ones are generally my favorite, to be honest.
those are the ones that I had a lot of fun playing on. What was that? Neo Hall of Valhalla? Was that the name of the map?
Hall of Valhalla. That was a great
Yeah,
map.
no, Hollow
map.
Valhalla was
They
great.
brought that back. They also had
Little imba that one, I think. Terran is
think-
pretty good there.
I think so. But it would be
Terran
fun to see
nearly
what they'll do,
everywhere
especially
is
because
not
we understand the game so much better now
not
than
worse
back
than
when it was
others.
played on back then.
Usually just better on island maps as
815
well.
was considered a pseudo island map, and that had a ramp. You started out like,
Tanks,
kind of on a
tanks.
plateau,
No
isolated,
Said,
had a ramp
no
that only, like,
comments.
zealots and marines could fit down.
Yeah, like
Which
a
was-
worker was the biggest thing.
Yeah, and so that was really interesting. We've
That
had
was a fun map.
that was a
I
fun
liked the
map, but
programs on
that
map.
really helped you learn the game, like understand the game in a very different way. Dire Straits, I believe, was the oldest competitive
Dire
island,
Straits, yeah.
island map.
I
That
used
was a
to
lot
play
of
that all the
fun.
time.
Yeah, that was a great map.
I think
maybe
Dire
some different
Straits
games, 'cause
wasn't
that
a
was just
great
bunch of
map,
islands on the map.
but it was not bad, but it's not great.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what people do on maps that are like
I
that.
always was wondering
Memories of
if it's
playing
called
a lot of games in Dire Straits.
in inspiration
That
of
was
Dire
really fun,
Straits,
those
the
That
greatest
was
band.
really, really fun.
That was an
And it was
adventure,
good.
taking every island and losing islands, and like
Yeah.
it was.
You really got to test your multitasking.
Yeah. Of course, that was before people really figured out StarCraft. Dire Straits was. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And so we have the two dragoons
Some pressure.
coming up here to pressure.
Yeah. This is really cool. So the Dragoons are on low ground. They miss a few shots here and there. When you see the shot that kind of looks like it's not hitting the
I'm
center
not
as
sure
much,
why-
it's not. It's missing. But the
why he
Zealot just
don't
hold
want to
position
go
on this ramp so that they can
higher.
barely peek up right there. Those reverse
At least
ramps are
with
kinda
one.
funky. And well, I mean, as the
Ah,
siege comes
bunker,
out,
yep,
that's about
of
the end
course,
of it.
that's
And
why.
it's really common for
My
Protosses
bad.
since the early days of StarCraft to try out this technique.
Mhm.
Because what they do is they just force you to pull some SCVs, and then you run away once the tank's out. Now, Protoss is taking an expansion at the front that has access to gas. Terran is taking expansion in the back that only has access to minerals.
River drops
Now,
would be great to
what
see
we
some
right here
great
with that quick start
explosions
point,
of economy of
luckily
light.
for Jaehoon, he is making a robo very quickly. You'd be kind of crazy not to. But if he doesn't
Yeah.
make a shuttle right away, then a dropship with a couple siege shanks can actually kill the Nexus that Jaehoon has taken.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. In fact, they changed some of the maps later on because the original OG map for competitive play was a map called Lost Temple. There was some other stuff, I think Boneyard or some map that was horrible. You know what I'm talking about?
I vaguely
It was
recall
bad.
the name Boneyard.
There's some other maps, but that was like really before competition had started to heat up in Brood War. But on Lost Temple, there were some problems because you had a ledge over your expansion. It wasn't like... It definitely limited the Protoss' options. I wouldn't say it was completely unfair. But this is another map where you could definitely get dropped and have your expansion take some serious pressure. So he's going to load this up, just 2 vultures, and what, is he going to get a tank in here?
Well, he has a couple other vultures up there. You can drop these and try to run up and kill a bunch of probes in the main base. It's definitely a possibility. Well, he only has the one dropship, and maybe it's a tank and 2 vultures, so that
I
Zealots
didn't
can't just
see a
be dropped on
tank
the
go in there,
tank.
unless I'm crazy.
I didn't
it-
see either, but
Well, there must be a tank.
It's
I
possible.
can't imagine that he just has 2 vultures.
okay, it might just be vultures to try to run into the main base.
Okay, that makes
and there's a pylon wall there. So this was very well done by Jaehoon, realizing this is a real possibility early on.
Yeah, basically within the area in your main, you have so much to cover, and so there's like this funny ramp that then leads to more surface area in your main. So he just makes a wall there, so in case Terran tries to do anything here, it can be denied. Okay, now vultures come up here. They're going to plant some mines, or they're not, or they're just going to shoot probes.
I don't think he
There we
Of
go.
course they
Probes
would
here
just
very
shoot
nice.
probes.
Doesn't really get as much as he was looking for sure. And that dropship's still kind of just sitting around. Hasn't committed to getting siege mode. Did get the mines and speed. Was hoping to pick off a bunch of probes here, but didn't quite work out. Third base is on the way for a light, though.
Protoss is continuing to move around the map and try to clean up these mines. Now he went for factory, then starport, so he's going to be low on his tank count overall. Really relying on the speed and agility of vultures to try to slow down his opponent as much as possible. Now here comes the vulture drop that might do a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's definitely a possibility with this one, getting 2 in the main. There are some Dragoons waiting here. The Spider Mines can throw them off a bit. Meanwhile, Jaehoon actually hitting this 3rd CC that's making.
Oh, loses the 2
Ooh, sick.
dragoons. But I don't know if he's going to go back.
Yeah, he might not have thought that those Dragoons were going to die.
So what he's trying to do is
Terran,
force a cancel
such
here. If he
Terran.
gets a cancel, that's actually huge. I don't think he's going to get it.
I think he barely won't, but there's a possibility he does. He's got to get to rebuilding this ASAP. Okay, lays some mines down here, just trying to push those Dragoons back, and then he can siege up. Everything's fine.
Okay, the game goes on. And with Terran now taking a 3rd base faster than Protoss, which is pretty scary.
Well, when you're Russian Arbiter, this is definitely something that happens in today's meta, so I think Jaehoon wouldn't be too worried yet. He really hasn't lost many probes. He has that gas base and Arbiter Tribunal on the way, so he's going to have some strong tech. And this is
Arbiter
one
Tribunal,
map that you
that is
actually
very
can't
nice.
fully turret wall. You look at a map like
Interesting
Circuit
what he
Breaker,
will
you
research
have 4 bases, you can
first.
turret everything, so that the
Stasis,
Arbiters are
recall.
very hard to
Usually
get
standard
in.
at stasis,
Not
but
so outsider.
on
The amount of
such map
surface
maybe
area
it would be
that
recall.
Protoss has
Interesting.
to fly in is kind of wild.
Yeah, that's true. So you're pretty much going to get the recall off. And it seems like Protoss then would just naturally end up taking a Nexus over here at this location. Of course, the question is oh my God, was that
DT
was that 2
drop.
or 3 DTs coming in there?
I think it must be 2 DTs.
Yeah, it would make the most sense if it's 2. Well, I mean, there's a lot of area for the DTs to run and hide in. A lot.
There is, and he just finishes eBay and Comsat, so I guess good timing by him, but this could have been brutal if it was just a little bit quicker.
Okay, the Vultures are moving
Great
out.
timing.
The dropships are trying to avoid being spotted here.
By the way, I really quite like, he has observer speed, doesn't he? That's
Yeah, he
that's
does.
really nice for him to get this so quickly on this map, because you do see a lot of vultures here because of all the mineral bases. So.
And another
Anyways, a
command
DT
center,
going, or a
another
couple
CC
DTs
from
going towards
Light.
this back natural.
That's crazy exp.
And he might try to get the command center and then possibly the scanner, because even if you scan down here,
Crazy
there's no turrets
speed
here,
at
you just pick 'em
exping.
up. What
That
are you going to do
was
against
Taking
that?
those
Nothing.
exps.
That was a hilarious scan, by the way. No units there to actually punish.
Why
So he
he
scans again, and this is a good technique because you're burning their scans out.
Yeah.
And of course, keep in mind you are setting up for arbiters, so those scans are going to be doubly important later on.
It's very true.
It has,
about that. And, you know,
not-
you
not
can see
so
the DTs as well. If you've got the time to spend
low
to look at
amount of
those, you
time
can really kind of
still was
punish
there,
them
I
that's
guess.
using only scans. So he's forced into the turret there as well. And Jaehoon's playing a nice solid game right now.
Yeah, I'm really liking what we're seeing from Jaehoon here. It's definitely pleasing. I am concerned, however, that he's going to come
like
up
that.
here. Yes.
I like what I'm seeing from
It
Jaehoon.
pleases Tasteless.
It's pleasing. Jaehoon pleases the Protoss caster.
But he's going to try to come in here with a push from the top left, and I don't actually know that Protoss can really do that much to stop this at this phase of the game. If he has a scan here,
Yeah,
More
the scan
tanks.
is enough that he can clear it really quickly. If he doesn't notice there's DTs there, maybe he like sieges up. But
yeah. Oh, we called it. Oh, he's not going to go for
okay,
it.
so he'll drop one and see what happens here. Go ahead, drop one.
Now, here's the problem is that even though he could maybe eventually kill this with the DT, dropping and picking it back up again, this Lexus is never going to survive, and Protoss is going to have to expand again.
Yeah, that Nexus is super duper dead right now, but the Arbiter is out, and he's got a pretty strong ground army out there. Light doesn't have a super ton of units other than this, because he did take the quick
Again,
He's been
Light
focused
is
on
winning.
dropships quite heavily this game. So Jaehoon is going to start just kind of expanding around the map. And this is kind of cool, because the Arbiter gives him a different level of mobility. So far, mobility has been dominated by these dropships and the Vultures running around.
Yeah.
But the Arbiter can transport a
Those exps
gigantic
are nice,
army in the blink of an eye.
but
Okay, I guess he's going to try to set up out in the front, and there's actually nothing.
They're
in the
not
front to defend
defended.
yet, funnily enough. But I don't think the Protoss can actually do anything with this army. Now, one bad recall, and the Protoss should just end up losing later on. But if he gets one good recall, he could start really picking his opponent apart. And this is what we were talking about with the pseudo island map. You guys can see this square shape that's completely connected as long as you can mine through the minerals on the map. Where the center, you can try to attack each other through there, but having these drops, so shuttles here, arbiters, drop ships, all that is so important.
Yeah,
it would be hard even to fix the balance of the game by one good recall, even if he will take down one exp. Well, of course it will help, it will be more balanced, but at the moment Jaehoon is really losing.
Fine. He's just going to come over here and drop right on top of this. There's going to be so many siege tanks set up here with defense.
Just as I
I'm
said,
wondering if
it's
these
not
Dragoons can actually go
defended.
over here and help fight this.
Ooh, 3 siege
So
tanks
those
in there.
exps
It's a little bit rough to go in and clean it out with just Dragoons. He's coming over with the rest of his army. He definitely needs
Will
to
be
save his
just
Nexus.
destroyed.
No reason to lose it to this small drop. Moving forward right now with these Dragoons, just trying to pick off siege tanks as best he can. Looks like he will get all 4.
Yeah,
Right choice,
cleaning up,
again.
looks like the remainder
You don't
of
want
these
to
vultures.
attack
Vultures always
vultures.
have terrible fights against Dragoons,
You need to
just
destroy
one-on-one.
tanks.
Now, the fact that these have mined through here means the DT can now harass this location more easily. More scans coming down here. He again picks up. This is, of course, triggered Goliaths to come into the game. Not just to get the shuttle with the DT in it, but to get the Arbiter as well.
Cleaning out these mines in the middle of the map is Jaehoon, flying around with these Arbiters as well. He's got to get all these bases up and mining, and eventually he needs to try something like a recall, because if he doesn't put any pressure onto Light coming up, then Light is just going to max out, have science vessels, have a good amount of mines and turrets in his main base, and you're not going to break him.
That's
Such a funny looking game so far here. I do worry, like with a recall, does Terran just counterattack, you know?
I think he's trying to have good flow.
That's
right
still
now.
just one attack, one upgrade in attack,
he has
and
units
that's
down
it.
there right now, so I guess he'd be fine. But
I wonder
I
why
think it really
he
matters
still
where his
doesn't have
army
two
is.
armories.
And his main base, I think he's defended pretty well. That's what he's really got to worry about. You could lose a fringe base, and then go
He has
kill the
economy.
base of your opponent, but like you cannot be losing your
Definitely he
factories.
can afford it now.
So, yeah, that is very true. If you get on top of Terran's production, just like in StarCraft 2, you just start to kill everything and knock that out. It's hard for Terran to get back on his feet, or Protoss can kind of run away and set up gateways. We're going to have a recall coming in here. Is Terran going to be ready? Is Protoss actually going to commit to it? It looks like he's looking for an opening.
He's trying.
This is dicey.
Jaehoon not known to have the greatest recalls of all the Protoss pros, but at least this time he was very careful. The rally is right there. That's a super safe rally. Knowing
The
what
problem
he's
is,
playing
if he will
Plenty of
lose that
mines,
critical
enough
mass,
turrets.
then that's
my
it.
God.
switching into carriers almost
Protoss
like
can't
that.
build it
This
so
is
fast.
So smart. A late game
It's
carrier
not as
switch.
Zerg.
This is entirely different on this map than what we saw in the other game. Because this map has all these locations that are kind of sectioned off,
Even
there's
with a
tons
lot of
locations
gates.
for the carriers to hide, and you already started to do the Arbiter tech.
So yeah, he goes for
Terran doesn't
carriers.
instinctively assume
With
carriers
arbiters,
run away
it
when you
actually
carriers.
might
No,
work
you don't see
better.
that all that often. This is actually a pretty big economy game with not a lot of attacking going on other than some
Yeah,
harassment.
it's
So
actually
this
very
is gonna
quite
catch
rare
Light
game
off guard,
without a
or
lot of
Light
fights.
off guard,
Interesting.
Probably.
They're playing
He's
pretty
flying up
passive,
with some
both of them.
dropships right now.
Okay, he wants
Not
to
so
roll
aggressive
over here,
game.
and this actually plays right into the Protoss
Yep,
hands with the carriers
yep.
that he's got.
Well, he's going to have to show him then because he can't really
Very
get up on top
status,
there otherwise.
but-
Ooh,
but-
that was a
That was
nice
pretty funny.
stasis. But he
gets-
needs a recall or something up there as well.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have enough carriers yet to try to take this on directly. And what's annoying about this is that it gets in the way of any units that
It's
are routed
okay.
out.
He can take it down.
Yeah, that is a little rough. But here come the carriers, so he's going to clean this up relatively
Wait.
quickly from here. Shouldn't be losing the Nexus or anything like that. Did lose a few
Go for
pounds and
Goliath first.
whatnot. And the surprise of the carriers.
Yeah.
Because if these carriers pop up out of nowhere, you just don't have that many Goliaths, and it's very tough to counter.
This is going to be a real uphill fight for Terran. I think Light did a really good job early on, but it seems like Jehu's managed to...
I hope he's not
swarm
standing
and
with
is really
carriers
where he wants to be. Now,
right in
there's
front of.
5
No,
drops
he's
coming up
actually
here
standing there,
right
and now he's
and they're all gonna
escaping.
drop
What-
right over here
what
at
the
this
hell?
location.
Why-
There's not that much here to
Why do you
defend.
want to do
Yeah,
that?
you should be able to kill
Just
this
move
off
them
easy.
out
All he needs to do
first
is
and
lay a
then,
few mines here to slow the
click
incoming
attack,
Protoss army. The
hit and
dropships gonna
run,
back
and
out
destroy
as
this
well. A
Goliath.
strong move here to capitalize on
But again,
the
yeah,
fact that the
you can't
carriers
control
knew where they were
everything.
as well as the army.
But really, he could move it out first
This is not bad. He's going to end up saving this base.
until that
And
happened,
keep in
the
mind
drop.
that Light is actually getting to the point where he's sucking up all the resources at the bottom of the map, and therefore has to push out with Arbiters, carriers, and a very solid Protoss ground army.
Yeah, like his army doesn't super specialize in anything right now, which makes it a little bit tough as well. But it's still a big Protoss army, so if he just doesn't run into too many spider mines and tries to take a good fight here, maybe he can bust through this front line.
Okay.
Would be great to come
Terran
from
definitely
7
has the
and
muscle there
just right to the
to
5.
really hit Protoss hard if Protoss is in a bad position.
But of course, Terran would not
Problem is
stay
it
at
doesn't
the
seem like
spot.
Terran has
He would
the
attack as
capability
well.
to actually get across the map and deny bases.
And
that's the most important thing
again,
to
which
do is
makes
Terran
Terran
is to keep
superior.
Protoss
He destroys
limited
everything
on the number of
faster than
expansions they
anyone.
get. 'Cause
With
it
the
gets to a
huge,
point where eventually
huge
Protoss
damage
gets out of hand.
of tanks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They can throw their army right into you and then immediately max out again. And by the way, Arbiters with carriers is a funny and very sad thing for Terran.
Oh, we
It is-
literally have a name for this.
Finally,
When they
science
get
vessel.
enough carriers and arbiters together, we call it the finger of God, because it just whatever it touches disappears.
Yeah, it's just-
like there isn't a counter to enough arbiters and
He
carriers.
actually need to
It's
study
wild.
this shitty science
Yeah,
vessel
it's not
because
that number yet, but it's
EMP
getting scary.
Yeah, the thing
would
is,
destroy
it's
mana
stasis,
and
key
shields,
locations,
which is
it's
very,
Terran
very
has,
bad.
like-
Yeah, you could say
It would be
Alliance,
useless, like
stasis,
arbiters
science
will be
vessel.
useless,
There's so many different ways you could take
nearly
it.
useless.
Uh-oh.
Let me
What?
put it in super layman's
What?
terms, right?
What?
If you have enough
This is
Goliaths to kill
sadness.
the carriers, and then some of those are stasis, you no longer have enough Goliaths to kill the carriers. It can
Yeah.
get very dirty very quickly. Now, he picked off a carrier down there. We do have a run-by with these vultures. It's not really that big a deal, but the carriers, how do you catch these? Oh, are you going to walk those Goliaths around and catch these? No, you're not. You're going to go start trading bases.
And here's the other thing to keep in mind. You can
So
recall
yeah,
the
just as I
carriers
said,
back. You can
he
actually
went
bring 'em
for
back home right when
7,
there's another arbiter.
while Terran will
So
go
what he wants to do is
probably
drop
right
down
to the
command
main.
center
Yep.
and then pull back immediately. And it can kind of answer what Terran's doing, but this army is pretty scary.
Yeah, he's really relying on his
Terran will
great
destroy-
upgrades right now, and just the fact that he's
destroy
got
it faster,
taking out
unfortunately.
multiple bases. The stasis
But yeah,
is
stasis is
just
very
to
nice.
slow him. The carriers are killing so
Slowed-
much right now
slowed
that
him
if he
down
can
a
slow
little
this
bit.
push for a bit, he's going to be in great shape.
But
I think the
still,
proper route is to
this
send the
huge
carriers
army.
back home, take this out, and then rotate
and
the carrier army over
Jaehon
to
just
the,
must
center right
must go
and
back
take
to
that base
defend.
there.
Oh, he will lose it.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Tasis. If he just like moves south, if he can take out this army and move south, he's won the game. Like Light cannot lose this army. It is so important. He's got a
Probably
ton of
even- yeah,
Goliaths in it.
anyway.
And look at this.
Anyway.
Oh God. Side storm and cannons on a ramp. Oh, Jaehun is the dirtiest, man. This is so tough. And look at that.
Nice,
Down
nice
go the
stasis.
stasises. Dude,
I can just
you ever
hear
try
the
to break
attempt.
a ramp with
I can just hear
cannons,
the old
storm,
Terran player in Artosis
carriers,
right now.
arbiters, storm, and cannons up a ramp? Yeah,
it's-
okay.
It's
Could you tell me the Terran counter, my friend? Could you tell me what it is? Could you tell me how to break
Oh
that?
my God.
Oh wait, you can't. You can't break that. Oh my
Shut up,
God.
idiots. You
So,
you
yeah,
actually
you
can,
storm the Goliaths.
of
It's
course.
just like if you're storming Hydralisks. But this is a lot of Goliaths. He's got turrets over here. This is
My
it's gonna
Goliaths
be
aren't
really-
made out of larva tasteless. It's nothing like Storm and Hydras. Those things are cheap. They build
Those
fast,
pro
build a ton of them at
commenters,
once.
they
There's
think
actually some
they
interceptors
joke
that
funny.
come back.
Yeah.
They're flying all the way over. All right, get in there.
Mommy!
Okay, he's trying to poke in. Now notice he's
Oh my
going for the
God.
tanks because the ground army is going to come in here.
Nice.
and
Absolutely
he's-
great play by
actually,
Jaehon.
Goliaths alone is having a hard time
Fantastic.
fighting this.
Yeah,
I
you
gotta say,
can't even see the carriers unless you
I'm
scan
impressed.
because they're invisible. So that's kind of crazy. On top of it all,
it's actually it's pretty
Fantastic
crazy.
and
that this game has
fantastic
gone
play
this
from
far,
Jaehon.
considering we were talking about like how, it's going to be tricky for Protoss to ever get in the late game here, but like he's done it now.
Well,
and here's the
yeah.
crazy thing: the carriers are even better on this map because of the way that it's shaped.
oh god, there's so
Oh, yeah.
So much better than
You
for instance we
can't
saw. in
chase
Carriers
Summer
are very good
You
on
can't
this map
chase them.
indeed.
This is the type of map where if you have a big
Shape
enough
of mineral
economy and
lines.
you know they're coming, you might hide.
Then he's
5
just
star points
goes
and
for
put
command
rays.
I was
center.
about to say this yes.
Because it's like you can't chase these. Look at this. Now they're over there. You're going to walk your Goliaths into your main base, to the right, down the ramp, and up here to kill these?
there's
No,
way.
you're
And then
not.
you get there and they run out.
This is free right now for these
I really
guys.
hope Jaehun
And
will
he's gonna
win
try
this.
to push up here, but these cannons are
Great
simply here to
game.
buy time. He might start making DTs here
Not
as
a
well. I
typical
think
one.
this
Really
game is
was very passive in the
basically
beginning,
over.
while now
you
it's
just-
Jaehon did it. And by the way, props to him because this early game is pretty tricky
Yeah.
against the Terran.
I think that Jaehun definitely
A
played
lot of
strong game.
distraction
I
going
love
on.
the transition into carriers. He identified correctly.
How many
that Light was
observers
super
are
tight
there? Like
against
5 or
archers,
maybe
which he
more?
already seen. And he's like, well, I don't know. I already have Stargates. It's fine.
Cute little drop over here. I don't know if it's going to be answered immediately here. Oh no, it is. Oh, it is.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
I'm not
Here's
sure
your
why.
answer. Swipe. Swipe.
so we got storms coming down
Why
here
he
now.
went back
And
like
look,
that?
this is just- it takes too long for Terran to actually chip through this, and the carriers just basically move through the map, annihilating everything that comes in their path.
I'm not sure why
If
he
I'm
went
looking
back.
at this correctly, I don't think Terran's
He could
actually mining
put,
from any
more
efficient
pressure.
base at all.
Yeah, not really. By the way, did you see how many observers he has with those carriers?
Yeah, he's ready for the possible
He's
race
serious
transition.
about not losing to like the only thing that would even have a remote chance of chasing them down.
And so you don't normally see a lot of cannons against Terran,
Again,
but in this phase of the
brilliant
game, you have an excess
play
of
from
minerals, so you just
Jaehun.
spam out a
The
bunch of
defend
cannons. So if
was
your army isn't there, you can deal with it this way as well. Not a very impactful stasis. He does take out one Arbiter, but this is becoming almost impossible for Terran. I mean, Protoss is really basically blocked out every possible
deserves the
option.
Yeah,
praise.
he's got like
You
no
can hit
gas.
from behind here, right?
You just saw him scratch his nose. When a Terran player scratches his nose, it's not because it itches. It's because he's lost the game.
I think that this is basically
Maybe just
over.
turn down the
Can't get
volume
another
of
base
those
up. I mean, he's mining
stupid
from these,
jokes
like,
by them.
very shallow patches. He's also long distance mining from some locations,
Yeah.
which basically is almost the same thing as not mining.
Well, this is like
This
he's
is
got like 2 siege tanks in his army.
yeah.
I don't even.
Of course,
When you're at that point, you better be about to win the game.
what he
okay?
can make,
Like, this ground army
Goliath,
can probably kill
that's
everything
it,
he
and
has.
sends
But now
vessels.
we also have the finger of God, so it's
Yeah.
like
There's just not
Balanced
that much
army,
that he's
just
gonna be
great.
able to do. Okay, now he's trying to push out. He's gonna gun it. He's gonna go for it. And just
Really
try to
feels
get
great.
under, but I
Looks
think
like
that
after
the
all
other
Jaehun
expansions
will
Protoss
win
have
this, but
kinda
he was
solved it for
in
him. The one science
pretty
vessel, by
bad
the way, is very
position so
important. In
far.
fact, the stasis on the science vessel would be huge, because then he has to keep scanning.
Well, I am excited as well as fuck, but I don't joke so lame.
he needs an overextension of the carriers here. This is
Yeah.
really important. If he can pick off 4 or 5 carriers, which like this amount of Goliaths with these upgrades could, if they
It's
get
not
to that
excitement.
position, but,
You
you
need
see
to
that
hear as a
slow
Korean
that ledge,
commentators.
making it
That's what
super
is
tough as
what it
produces
is excitement. Like,
already
oh,
wants to the carries pick
oh.
off a bit more. As the Goliaths chase, they back up over the cliff. Bam, perfect play there.
That's what it is. That's a true excitement by Koreans commentators.
So Terran basically knows he's gonna lose this if he doesn't do something dramatic very
Yeah,
quickly.
he's got to chase this down. Like he has
Well, of
everything
course,
together
of
here,
course.
and Protoss has
For the
everything together
majority,
here.
they
Maybe
must
he has a
be
chance to
like
clean it up.
positive
Now, this
and
is a kind of a waste of all
make
these
stupid
Zealots.
lame
They
jokes.
just aren't going to live long against these ground units that have such great upgrades.
to
And now
keep
he's trying to chase
audience
these
like
carriers.
heated up.
He's doing it. I don't know
Minus
if the carriers
carrier.
are able to get over a ledge. They should be able to.
Nah,
They just keep running. Now,
Yeah.
does
he
have
is
carrier
not
armor-
able to
armor,
kill
excuse
a
me,
lot
plus
of
two.
carriers, but
Oh, that's really
one
good.
down
So
at least.
Bias double shot.
Yeah.
Still a lot of
Um,
Goliaths.
But at the end of the day, I think there's just a number of expansions.
But at
that
the
Protoss
moment,
has.
yeah, Jaehun is in better
How
position.
do you
He
answer
has
that?
4
Well, with the cannons and
and
the
even
icons on top of the ramp,
well,
you just keep-
nearly
like, by the
5
time you break
exps,
through that with
which
siege
are
tanks
working
standing
well.
up, like 1,000 cloaked carriers
While Light
fly
has
over
a
and clear it,
3,
right?
only
So
3.
like this, the Psy Storm keeps you from like clumping up that
So
ramp.
economy is
That's,
working
like, such
for
a
finally for
weapon, and
Jaehun
it's
now.
so
He
smart
can
from Jaehun, the most hard
afford
thing literally in the game for
interceptors. He
Like,
can
now
afford
it's
it's
more
everything.
about-
Oh, and he goes like this on those photon cannons and losing those Goliaths. What the fuck he's doing? I don't know. GG, GG,
That was less
nice,
than a second taste as well.
great, feels good.
All right. Yeah.
Really nicely done.
Super well done. The transition
Вспотел аж
is
немного.
absolutely winning it for him.
Great,
Light
great.
had some very good moves, but when Jaehun
Terran
is just,
punished.
Like, flying
Shitty
over
Terrans.
you can't walk on to kill your bases, you can't go back. And I think that I guess the best move for me in this game.
Very interesting game. Again, it's pretty rare, not typical. It was very passive in the beginning. Very passive, like super passive. There were like some of drops, but still it's
That's
pretty
where I
passive.
feel like Jaehun really won this game.
You know, to be honest, it didn't look like it was going well for Jaehun until he actually.
Here, it was the last
went
one.
into the carrier tech. He had
But
the
let's
arbiter, but Terran was just
see till the
expanding
end. I
freely
think
and
they
sucking
will
up resources, but once he got the carrier tech,
say
then he was
something
able
more.
to switch and balance out air
Maybe
versus
not.
ground,
Let's see.
And Terran had a hard time responding.
Yep.
Indeed. All right, here we go.
see.
It's the interview with Jaehun, who's advanced in second place.
들었다 놨다 하는 경기가 아니었을까 싶은데요. 김재영 선수 최종전까지 왔는데 정말
It was
긴장 많이
a
되셨죠?
nail-biting match there for you.
별로 많이 안 됐던 것 같아요 마지막 경기.
자신감. 네.
You fell to the decider match. You must have been nervous. He says, no, I wasn't nervous.
Of course, I wasn't nervous for the fact. What are you talking about? I'm stoic.
당황했는데 상황이 상황이 좋아가지고 잘 지켰던 것 같아요.
Said I had a lack of gas,
정말 편안한 마음으로 경기를 잘 풀어나가서 16강에
but
진출을
my
하신 것
situation was
같은데
slightly better than my opponents. So.
I really like the
That helped.
기다리고 있잖아요.
how those pro players Korean, a lot of like majority of pro players Koreans are so
Well, you
modest.
must prepare well for the round of 16. How do you plan to do that?
처음에는 이제 PC방
Really like it.
올라가는 거였고요.
Not like some lame idiots like Idra, American player. Well, probably you know him, maybe not.
Well, my first goal was to qualify. My second goal was the round of 16.
Looks like he's got his priorities in order.
아니 겸손이 아니라 실력이 제가 좀 밀리거든요. 그래가지고
There's so many strong players in that round of 16.
사실 오늘 엄청난
So I'd rather be humble here.
선보인 것 같거든요.
See, that's what I always do wrong. I always, my first goal is to win the tournament, and then I don't even qualify.
과거와는 확연히
어.
다른 듯한 그런 모습을 보여준 것 같은데요. 어떻게 갑자기 이렇게 실력이 급상승하셨나요? 온라인에서도
So we hide the names of the players and look at the game. I wouldn't have thought it was your playing.
제가 일단 가지고 있는 실력은 좀 밀려요. 솔직하게 말해서. 그래서 그냥 저는 이제 한 경기씩 하는 거잖아요.
예.
그래서 좀 경험을 좀 바탕으로 해가지고
James
좀
says,
필드를 좀
honestly, I think my
깎아가지고 승부를
performance,
보지 않으면 좀 힘들 것 같아요.
예, 오늘 있어서 좀 아쉬운 게
my performance in my playing was a lot better than my opponents.
이득을 본 이후에 또 과감한 공격을 하다가 좀 안타까운 장면이 만들어졌었는데 그 장면을 떠올려 보자면은 다음에는 이런 실수하지 않겠다라는 것을 좀 느꼈습니까?
네, 저랑 똑같은 빌드 할 거라고.
So there was a little mistake.
제가 연습.
You attacked your opponent's base and didn't get an advantage from it. There was a few mistakes in that match.
이미지여서 분명히 걔도 또 안전하게 하겠다, 태경이도 이렇게 생각하고 했는데 멀티할
Says,
진짜
yeah,
몰랐어요. 그래서
I knew Bisu would play like this,
그냥 한번
play very safely against me.
그까지만 저는 이제 그렸던 거죠. 그림 자체를. 근데 그냥 딱 거기서 그냥
But I never thought
답이 없어요.
that he would take that extra expansion.
정말 판짜기가 좋았던 것 같습니다. 빠르게 아비토를 준비해서 후각장을 조금 뒤로
Now they're talking about the last match.
뒤로 늦추는 그런 운영을 했는데 보통은 그런 식으로
Probably saying something funny.
운영해주면서 넓은 공간을 활용해서 막 리콜을 한다던가 해야 되는데 리콜을 왜 안 하시는 건가요 오늘?
That arbiter play.
그러니까 리콜을 하려고 아예 컨셉을 그렇게 준비한 게 아니었어요. 저는 그냥 가스를.
A lot of people are expecting that you do a recall. You didn't even do it one time.
좋으니까.
Yep, by the way, yes.
And you were just using the arbiters
Not
to
even once.
delay your opponent's expansions.
뭐 리콜에 대한 그런 부담은 없는 거고요.
네, 없죠.
다음에 또 멋있는 그런 아비터 리콜 같은.
So I just tried to go for a macro game and use my units more.
네, 김재훈 선수의 이제 팬분들은 정말 축제 분위기일 것 같은데.
And that's right, he was really afraid because he knew he was in a bad position. If he would lose that critical, not even mass, but even
Faster than you? Is that
112,
Festive mood.
then
in a
it would be
festive mood?
very bad.
왜냐면 조 선수들이 너무 강해.
Maybe it would
Fans are in a
lead
festive
to a
mood. Any
lose,
words-
but he
Any
won
words to your festive fans?
like a boss.
조금이라도 응원해 주시는 분들 때문에 또 제가
I
대회를
made it to the round of 16.
He made really impressive stasises because usually, well,
I also
like
know there's going to be
his
really
control
big
and
game players in that
choosing
round.
of
축하드립니다. 다음
where to cast it was
I will
nearly
try my
perfect.
best to show good games.
Yes.
My favorite quote of all time.
Please
want
cheer
that on-
for me.
I want that on my tombstone.
I will show good games to my fans.
I will try hard to show good games, and then people read my tombstone. Guess that didn't work out. He's dead.
Oh man, well this is a fun night tonight. I especially liked that last game. It was really cool to see him survive that. We had some great PvPs. And of course that down and dirty game 1 with Jaehoon versus Light, or sorry, game 2 with the proxy gate.
Yeah.
That's a really good strat. It's really tough for Terran to hold on
Great
to.
games indeed, but actually I expected even more clear, like more clean plays, because there were
That's right.
quite
Good
a lot of
by Jay
mistakes
when knocking
in
out such a veteran
in
as
my
Light.
view.
Light just not doing that well.
Not even in
So
my
far.
view, just
No,
a priori
unfortunately
there
not.
were
He only had one matchup
quite a lot of
with Rainbow, but there's
mistakes,
so many
but
different things,
again
so many
it's
different
hard
play
to
styles.
control everything,
Protoss,
but still,
it's tough for him.
like
We
decisions
still do have some great Terrans already in the round of
always
16.
need to
Flash,
make a
Seed,
lot of
Mon,
decisions.
And for Protoss, best Bisu, Jaehoon, and
What's
four
make
Zergs,
Brood
and
War
I don't know,
great,
we'll never know.
one of the
Someday,
greatest
Sophie,
competitive games again.
Shine effort.
Yeah, very good. Nicely done. Group D is going to be on Tuesday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. KST. So mark that down.
Hero Lazy Rain, by the
versus
way.
Lazy, Rain versus Soccer.
Rain is a great one as well.
You better be there. Don't be
I
a
wonder if
lazy
I can
sock.
call him my favorite, but he's a great Protoss.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. Rain
Favorite
Hero,
or not,
yeah,
but he's a
amazing
great
players,
Protoss.
And favorite for that group, but we'll
Probably
see how
I
it goes.
will
Yeah,
stream
that's
this
fun
one, Group
already.
E.
Here in the ASL.
Stark is my like number one
I
favorite
think that's
Protoss
it.
player.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, guys.
Did you find
Where
that bunny
Brood
at
War
Easter?
came back
It's like-
from the dead.
Yeah.
And it's going to live on forever. We love you guys. Have a great Easter. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night as well, wherever you are.
Okay, shut up already. Yeah, maybe I will stream Group E. I'm not sure if I will be able to stream on the April 18th, but I will try to stream on April 23rd, 23. Yep, today there were like 3 Protosses and 1 Terran. He will be again 3 toss. My life for Aiur, damn it, it's great for me. I don't like to watch Terran games because, again, because all I said earlier, because it's despite it's one of the most balanced games, Terrans are imbalanced. It's a trash. Only losers play Terrans. Protosses and Zergs all the way, so it would be interesting. PvP again, a lot of PvP and PvZ, which is nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed this stream. I just was wondering if stream or not overall. I wanted just to watch, but then thought, well, if I will watch that, why not to stream it? And that's it. Oh, favorite Brood War, what a great game. Maybe later. I will make a break now. Have some deals to do, but maybe in the evening I will stream something. Something, I mean, by something I mean maybe Divinity, maybe. We shall see, I don't know yet. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, hope you enjoyed it. My lame and not very lame comments, like different ones. There were some great, there were some good moments, maybe some not, but who is still there even? So yeah, have a good day and see you later, see you next time.